Oh yeah, team, what is up everybody? How's it going tonight? How is everybody doing? I just want to know if everybody can hear me speak. So please go ahead and throw down some A's in the chat if you can hear your boy speak right now. What is up, family? Good to see everybody in tonight. Throw those A's in the chat, please. A for Arca Bulls, says Mark Roach. What is up, my moderators? Hound, that is incredibly kind of you, man, to share. The risk management, all trades should end in one of four ways, okay? Number one, big win. Number two, small win. Number three, break even. Or number four, with a small controlled loss. That is absolutely right. If you take a big loss or are holding a heavy bag, then you're doing it wrong. Guys, that's why we're here. We can go ahead and learn together and find out the good ways of the market itself, right? We're gonna gain it just from the market, directly from the source itself. What is up, family? Good to see everybody in tonight. Very excited for tonight's stream. I know we've actually been looking at some very nice tickers, good opportunities in the market, right? You guys, I love it. I love it. I love it. So let me know, chat. Please dive in and tell me what you guys have already gone long on. What did you win? What happened today? Please. You know, Fern5, good to see you in here, man. Snowdrifter, what is up? What is up? Mr. J, thank you so much. Thank you so kindly for your donation, man. Good to see you here. Good to see you here. So yeah, guys, let me know. What is the deal? Oh yeah, so by the way, guys, we are definitely going to look at ticker symbol BBBY today. I know a lot of people talking about Bed Bath & Beyond, right? So we'll make sure to take a look at it today. I know we weren't able to get it in yesterday, but today is a whole other story, right? You guys will make sure to take a look at it. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by. Please make sure to hit that like button on your way in so that we could stimulate that algorithm so we can get some more people up in the chat, right? What is up? What is up, my people? So Mark Roach telling me holding my TRKA at an average of 23.95. Nice, man. I remember we gave TRKA a B rating yesterday, so that's awesome, man. Andrew saying, thank you, Arca, you're the best. No, man, you're the best. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for your continued support. Really appreciate everybody, you guys. So, I mean, I have to be honest, I missed my entry for LHDX, right? So it's okay though. My entry was very aggressive, like I always tell you guys. I'm very aggressive with my entries, and if they don't meet, then so be it. So what I did end up getting was actually an entry at about 77 cents after hours. Okay, so I was able to make it about just a little over 11% on the day within about 10 minutes, right? So it was a very good play nonetheless. I didn't get to benefit from that huge upside for LHDX all the way up to wherever the hell it went, right? So just know that I did end up opening position for a very small thing, right? So I loved it no matter what, right, you guys? So we did give that one an A- trade, and I'm very excited to see that it actually went all the way. If you guys are familiar with the play that I posted in Discord, I'm very excited to see that it reached all the way to swing exit number 1, which is all the way to about 140, I think 139, right around there. So I love it. I love it. So let's see, what's the chat saying? JDXL, what is up, man? Hi, Arca, you're great. No, man, thank you so much. That really means a lot. And Mock, how you doing? So hi, Arca, LHDX was what you said and more. Can you look at it again, please? Yes, we're gonna be looking at LHDX today again. What's up, Paul? Good to see you here. So nice. Love that you're in the play. Did you sell it already or holding LHDX? No. So usually, guys, remember that I say this often, right? And I really do mean it. I actually don't like to hold assets like that overnight. So I tend to play them just in and out. So what I ended up doing was just I made a very short-term momentum play in the after hours. It was about an 11% win at the end of the day. So it was just in and out, literally within about 6-7 minutes or something like that. And yeah. So I was happy with that, guys. I never look at especially an 11% win. You know, I mean, a lot of day traders look for anything between 5% and about 13. So 11% on a momentum trade was great. So let's go ahead and continue on with the chat. So Mark Roach saying took profit at 40 and some shares. Okay, so I like to take profits on the way. Yeah, man. Yes. Definitely agree with that. So Mr. Levitt saying no chance LHDX will run tomorrow. Man, when we look at this tonight, you'll be surprised. I am looking at some upside. So Mr. J saying you asked LHDX did well on my side, but you called the return back to the lower levels. Yeah. That's how it plays, you guys. It usually plays like that. Remember TRKA? We were saying that, guys, let it run first. We were talking about TRKA running first on the first day. This was last week, I think. We said let it run because it's likely to come back to the same area where it started, and then it's going to make another run up to the next, for the next leg up. So it's playing a very similar thing, and in fact, almost everything in the markets are playing a very similar thing like that. So, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Stick Vicious saying I missed out on LHDX. Well, there might be another opportunity in my battle. Not a problem whatsoever, right? So. Miss L, how you doing? Good to see you in the chat. Wayne Wood, I made good profit from LHDX. Good, man. Yeah, so I mean, according to the play, it should have been about a 37% move to the upside. Awesome gainer, right? So, and now Paul saying nice profit is profit. Great job. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mark Roach saying 11% is profit. Yeah, that's actually yesterday was 11.2%. Today was 11.4%. So just keep maintaining consistency like that is good. And you'll see that over taking profits like that, just day in and day out, you'll actually come back in a week or 2 weeks and then realize that you're 100% up, right? So very good stuff there, guys. So Snowdrifter saying holding small, okay, so you're holding the boil overnight. Yeah, man, I think, that play is definitely not like a small cap or OTC play, right? Boyle is definitely one to consider swing plays, right? Good deal, man. Good deal, Snowdrifter. Love it. So Alex saying good evening, Arca man. Good evening to you. Thank you for stopping by, my dude. Mr. Levitz, watch the vid. Arca called LHDX spot on. Thanks, man. Thanks. Really appreciate it. I actually did post that play in Discord as well as we've been talking about. I didn't think it was actually going to go all the way to 140, right? I thought 140 was going to be the second day, meaning tomorrow. But yeah, very lucky that it actually ended up doing that play, right? Sebastian Lim and Paul, thank you, guys. Happy hump day. That is absolutely right. Sebastian Lim, thank you so much, man. You didn't have to do that, my dude. I try to provide you guys with tangible information, things that will make sense in the market, right? And also I have to iterate that whenever I give anything in A, it really is for a reason. It's so hard. It's so hard for me to get anything, to rate anything within that spectrum whatsoever. Okay, you guys, I don't really rate A's often at all. So yeah, Mr. J, we're definitely going to be looking at LHDX, but please remember, guys, that we always want to make sure that we look at the broader markets first before we continue on our analysis, right? So we want to make sure that we can catch the SPY to see how the markets feel before we continue, right, you guys? So Snowdrifter saying my first 2x leverage ETF. Awesome, dude. Awesome. Yeah, I really like those type of plays, right? So just remember, make sure to honor your stop losses, honor your risk management, because 2x leverage means 2x leverage to the downside as well, right? If you're long, of course. So now MM saying, is it still in A for LHDX? I am not too sure, but we will find out. I haven't actually looked at the chart. That's why I'm saying that we're definitely going to take a look at it today. But if I remember correctly, LHDX was actually something that we were looking at for potential a few days run up. It was let's see. We were talking about multiple time frames suggesting that upside. So I mean, I'm not gonna lie, for a quick second, I'm expecting volatility to still be primed in the. Oh, actually, I looked at it a little earlier, about a couple hours ago, actually, for someone. So I remember seeing that the upside is still there, and it's still very relevant, specifically for the next for not maybe by the end of the day tomorrow or the following day. But if I remember correctly, yeah, it's still looking very promising. And Mac, thank you so much. That really means a lot, man. Thank you. And you're with that donation, you're saying so grateful for you would be able to look at HPX. What is HPX? Please let me know. I'm down to take a look at it. Is that something that you're long right now, or you're looking to get long? Mr. J, thank you so much for that dono. And you're just literally saying, let's go with that. That's awesome. That's awesome of you. Thank you so much. And Mr. J saying, I can't even see the chat. Having issues. Thanks, Arca. Mr. J, refresh the entire YouTube or whatever is happening, right? Just refresh it and let it come back. Restart the entire application. Hopefully it can come back. Alex, LHD, what are you saying? Let's see. Oh, Snowdrifter, you're saying long on a, what was it again? Were you the one who said No, that was actually Max saying HPX. Yeah, let me just continue reading on the chat here, you guys. Let's see what you guys are saying. Really happy to be streaming tonight, you guys. Super stoked that everybody's here. Let's see. Sebastian Lim saying the short-term time frames, volatility reset. Looks like it's a matter of time. Oh, you're talking about LHDX again? Man, it's really loading up like that. I mean, we saw it yesterday and we were like, wow, every single time frame is just even hard to hold back, just excitement, right? So it was just such a trade, right? It was perfect. It was perfect setup. But yeah, Mark Roach, thank you so much for reminding. Please, guys, make sure to hit that like button on your way in so we can stimulate that algorithm, right? Thank you, MM. That really means a lot. Thank you so much for your donation. That's absolutely kind of you. So let's see. So Max saying, I'm in at 23. It ran up to 50. Then it fell again and went from 10 to 50. What? No way. What did you say that was a HPX? What the heck? That's a huge run. Oh my goodness. Beso, Amy, what is good? I'm sorry if no, I'm actually not tired. I'm actually very good. The reason why I may sound a little tired is because I'm actually getting I'm starting to kind of let me actually control that now. So a very kind donation came in, and it's actually in particular to the same person who donated the laptop, who wants to maintain himself or his or herself, right? Anonymous. So I am actually using a brand new audio interface, and as you guys remember, the last time I'm sorry, not the last time, this was what, like a couple of weeks ago, I think a few weeks ago, we were streaming live, right? We were all live, and then the audio interface just went out, right? If you guys remember that was the death of a very expensive unit. So, and it's actually still sitting on the side. So the reason why I sound the way I sound is because I'm not used to. It's been 2 weeks of not having this insane clarity in my ears, right? So I feel like I'm holding back a little bit because I'm hearing so much of me in my headphones right now that it makes me feel like I don't know, like a little self-conscious, right? So. But yeah, you're listening to the new interface, so please let me know how it sounds. Does it sound clean? Does it sound like I'm there? You know, because I've been using a backup system for the last couple of weeks, but now that I have this one, which I'm incredibly grateful for, I feel like this abundance of clarity is in my ear, and I feel like I need to kind of like stand back. So yeah, I feel a little self-conscious, but thank you guys. Thank you so much for sharing that it sounds good. Okay, good. So Mr. Levitt saying sounds about the same, maybe slightly clearer. Okay, I like it. So yeah, based on Amy, man. Good. Stick Vicious saying it sounds super clean. Very cool, you guys. Yeah, I'm actually, and it's awesome because that new laptop is actually, you know, it has the USB-C ports. It's the newer MacBook Pros, the 16-inch. So it's compatible. This interface is compatible with the newer and the older system. It has both connectivity for USB 2.0 and Thunderbolt 3. Very, very cool stuff. So that means that I can actually take it on the road. So hopefully when I get my car fixed, because, you know, I got into that little weird car accident, right? When I get that fixed, I'll be able to visit grandma, take my son to her, and be able to stream or record my videos from anywhere, right? Using a system like this, because it's remote. I love it. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, right. Crystal Ball, clear you sound. My goodness, man. Yeah. So guys, I feel like we should really try to make sure that we can make I'm talking about making sure that we can make real conscious calls on the next tickers that we trade. right, you guys? So I was I wanted to post up the TRKA, right? But I was really evaluating LHDX yesterday, and I thought to myself, you know what? This can actually present a good opportunity for people to make some money, right? And I posted that play in hopes that you know that you guys can take it in, right? And just kind of trade it, you know, to find comments and Twitter saying that, oh, great play, bro, went from 143 to 83 cents. I'm like, what? So that's why I posted in Twitter the same play that I posted in Discord, saying no, I actually suggested a YOLO entry at 99 cents, and it went up to 143 and then back down. So, and in fact, that I did see a lot of people in Discord shout out that they made a good amount of a good gain today, right? So I was very happy to see that, and so I just didn't expect it for it. I didn't expect for it to go to 140, is what I'm saying. Not today, at least. I was expecting that to be the next day or the following day. But of course, I told you that usually psychology, or when it's impaired like that by sentiment, then it can literally undo any thesis, right? So I found it to be very cool that it did do that, right? So I'm gonna, I'll load up that ticker for you, my brother. HPX, right? I'll make sure. What? No, look at that, guys. What is what in the world happened to HPX? Oh my goodness gracious, bro. Are you guys seeing this? What does that even mean? Why did it do this? How long has this been trading? Oh my goodness. What? Please tell me you took like some type of profits from this, okay? Because I don't know that what? I don't even know what to make of this, right? So it's just everything is gonna be flash. I'll definitely take a look at it, my dude. But oh my goodness, man. So yeah, guys. So if I sound like I'm trying to be a little more quiet, it's just because for some reason it just sounds like it's like direct inject Arca voice all over my own ears, and I'm just like, wow, am I being a little too loud for everybody? Should I shut up a little bit? So I'm trying to keep myself quiet from speaking so loud with this massive clarity in my headphones. Anyway, what in the world, man? What is this? Let me see I'm curious to even see the cap on this. So you're looking at 119 mil cap, right? And the float, no way. Look at that. That's 5.5 mil float. What in the world? Like I said, guys, I'm not even sure what I can do with it. What happened after hours? Is there after hours? Oh, it still went up. Oh my goodness. All right, so it closed at what time was the traditional market close? That's crazy. 27:07, and then it still went up another dollar. Wow. Really crazy, man. Look, just watch every single volatility time frame be maxed out in this. This is crazy. Man, so did you trade it, by the way, bro? Did you take profits on this? Please say yes. Please say I took mad profits on this, Arca. You don't gotta worry. I am a millionaire now. Okay, so oh my goodness. So yeah, it's very interesting for me to actually see any type of downside here. So oh well, it's particular to this, right? So it's particular to this huge candle to the downside. Man, what did the volume do on the day? Let me see. Jeez. So the 12-hour time frame. What? Wow. Okay. So this is not manipulation, right? So you're looking at 1.4 million on the day, and it's averaging at about 2,000, 74,000, 15K, 56K, 100. What? Okay. So yeah, this was massive volume for considering one day, right? So yeah, man, I'll take a look at it. I'll put it on the list. I just I need to make sure that I can cover the early picks and all that stuff first, right? So let me just put it back over here, and then we'll move on, right? So as we do have a lot of tickers to look at, and I'm very excited to look at them today, all right? So Stick Vicious, yes, it does. I can actually apply that, and I'm not exactly sure how to do it, but there is that possibility. And another thing is that I'm not even sure how I can get this to. This is it right here. This is called the It's called the Antelope Audio Zen Tour, right? So Zen as its separate word, and the word like a touring band, like tour. So that's the interface that I'm using. It does have built-in effects before you can get into it, right? So the thing is that I'm not even sure if I can pull it out while live. So that's the detail here. I mean, it's all, oh, there it is, right? And it's saying it's not connected right now. I think it's literally because I'm already in it, right? So yeah, like I said, we probably shouldn't mess with this right now and probably should just continue on the analysis, because what if I mess something up? I don't even know how to troubleshoot this thing just yet, but I know a great deal about it already. Super excited. All right, you guys. So yeah, don't make me break out the Chat GPT right now and start saying, hey, how do you fix this thing real quick? Because I'm live on a stream real fast. Right? Yeah, I can definitely load effects on it. It has a bunch of built-in stuff. It's cool. Very cool stuff. Anyway, so yeah, you guys, we have to, it does, Philip, it really does. It's called Antelope. I think it was Zen or Auto-Tune Zen or something like that. And it's powered by the actual Auto-Tune company. Like the real Auto-Tune company, like on I think it's the company's called Antares. So they actually partnered with Antelope Audio, because Antelope Audio is actually a pinnacle of audio hardware. This thing is not cheap, you guys, and thank you so much. Thank you, Barry White Auto-Tune. I can't get enough of Loyalty, baby. Man, I used to listen to that guy because my dad used to listen to it. Huge soul voice. Yeah. It's yeah, and it actually is native to the interface. So I love it, man. I love it. It has a lot of features, a lot of classic compressors, a lot of classic stuff. But we're not here to talk about audio, right, guys? We're here to talk about how we can make some cash in the coming days, right? So coming at you live from a very tiny studio in West Palmdale, California. Luther Vandross, yeah. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and we'll keep the vibes kind of rolling for now, and let's just kind of take a look at the SPY and see what it's doing, right? Bart Simpson, man, guys, you guys have some good taste in music, man. I love it. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY and see what it's doing, right? Because we noticed yesterday that we touched. We noticed. What was it yesterday? Let me see the daily. Yeah, cool. Yeah, we noticed yesterday a very important area of support, of which we literally touched right at it today. So I love that we were consistent with that support touch as well. And why was that support touch looked at? Well, first of all, because it's the top support line from the broadening descending wedge on the daily, right? So this is that macro formation that we've been riding since literally the beginning of the bear cycle, November 2022, right? So 2021, right down. Oh, December 2021, right? So right at the beginning of that bear cycle, we actually started this formation, and it's measures anxiety, and it actually shows us that there could be a big shift in the uptrend. So if there's any way for you to look at this trend in a huge way, you can actually kind of think about it as kind of like a bull flag. Right, but you would actually have to look at it on the monthly, right, or something like that. So when you start looking at it on the monthly, it starts making more sense, right? So then you start seeing that wave. So yeah, but in a shorter time frame, like a daily, it is a broadening descending wedge, and it is showing us the potentials of a macro scale reversal and a continuation onto the upside. So the target that we were talking about yesterday got touched. That doesn't mean that it's the bottom, guys. It just means that we're in the validation process, okay? So it doesn't always just have to launch from there, right? So it's particular to this newly converted resistance into support. So we broke out of the broadening descending wedge, and now we're coming back to validate it, right? So we're in that validation process. We've already touched it once. Here's another touch. It's important for us to get these, right? So that we can make sure that as sentiment, right, as a collective group, we can make sure that it is a valid area of support. before a continuation onto the upside. So another reason we saw it was because we're building a smaller scale broadening descending wedge. And that also touched that support too. So that was that confluence. And this is why we're able to see that target. So I love it. Good bounce. However, the candle that we printed on the daily, let me see it opposed to the 12-hour actually. Yeah, so I mean, the candle that we printed today, I would like the body to be a little smaller, but this is still considered to be a spinning top doji candle. And that usually signals the, it's a tie between the bears and the bulls. Okay, so it just means that we don't know where we're going just yet, and it's normal. We need to make sure that we can validate this first before we continue on up. All right, you guys. So now looking at the RSI, the daily time frame still has a little bit of downside to go. Notice how the pivot is not as significant as this pivot right down here, like when we face this capitulation. So it shows that the bear pressure is kind of slowing down, right? So now as we let's just look at the immediate short term like we always do, right? So the 30-minute suggesting upside. Bi-hourly is also suggesting upside. However, there's a little bit of resistance here from that 14-day simple moving average. The 6-hour also has a little bit of resistance, but I like it. I like this position a little better because we are right within that gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile, which would essentially have us, or potentially have us, succeed that 14-day simple moving average right to the upside. 12-hour time frame looks like it has a little bit of limited upside too. Very likely to test the upside target that we were looking at about 395 before a rejection, right? So, and now looking at the other time frames, there's still some downside to consider, which is only telling me that it is likely for us to actually trade within the range of about 393 to about 396 for the next day or so. Okay, so now if something just happens and this capitulates, then then so be it. But the technicals are not suggesting that. It's just that's what it's saying for now, right? It's sideways trading, slightly bearish. Okay, so let's just make sure that we can continue watching this, because there is the potential that we can actually continue testing this bottom side support. All right, you guys. So now let's go ahead and end the analysis for ticker symbol SPY. Right, we just want to get a little broader picture of what could be happening in the markets. Good stuff. Good stuff. So the next ticker that we're going to be looking at, guys, this was actually a request per DM, and it was actually ticker symbol SI for, and I'm wondering if Johnny Barnes is in here. He actually asked yesterday for us to take a look at this. So if he's not, it's okay. Let me just go through it really fast. Okay, so ticker symbol SI, I was charting out yesterday. This happened just today. So I was noticing that we were in a bearish formation, right? So, and we were literally right around here when I was starting to chart this, right? So what I'm saying is that the bearish formation, known as an ascending broadening wedge, that usually happens, right? What we saw here is the reaction to that type of to this type of play. So this, in all reality, played out just the way it's supposed to play out, right? Except that the take profit for this should have been located at about 1107 instead of this $9 target. So if we were to just take into consideration the daily inverse fib, then let's see how correlated that is to the 12-hour, right? So yeah, so we actually came right down to the 4.236, creating the 3.618 into a resistance. Okay, so now this is gonna face a real tough time to get to the upside, right? So an important thing to notice here is that if it does move to the upside, which I don't see it moving up to the upside now, not yet at least, it needs to continue building. We could see a resistance touch right at 1444. Other than the fact that we have the 3.618 at 965, the 2.618 at 1096. If we do succeed these for some weird reason, which I don't see happening just yet, then 1444 would be a very strong area of resistance because of this gap. Okay, so it's just this is getting a little dangerous, and if it has found a bottom, I'm sorry, if somebody's thinking that it found the bottom, then maybe consider rethinking that, right? So it just, when things flash like this, guys, it gets really dangerous, and you don't want to try to catch the bottom, right? So you want to make sure to validate the bottom rather than catch it. and validating it means that you're probably not going to catch the bottom, means that you're going to see the bottom and then start moving the price to the upside. Make sure that it doesn't create a bear flag. Make sure that it has momentum all siding with you, right? If we have if we're finally able to make some moving averages below us in the shorter term time frames, anywhere between the 30 minute, maybe 15 minute to about the buy hourly, all of those things, that type of validation can help, right, you guys? So in this case, I'm not really seeing any kind of floor just yet. Immediate short-term time frame suggesting just it's slightly bearish because of the 14, right? But please notice that we have that RSI signal just straight to the right, which is suggesting for us to kind of consolidate. So now the buy hourly is still suggesting, I don't like those pivots like that, right? That little tiny pivot is terrible. So yeah, this is suggesting a continuation to the downside. Historically speaking, let's see. Let me make a quick line here. I'm actually curious to see where we are in the, okay, so we've had one touch before, and that was on October 2021. And let's see. Wow. Okay. So yeah, we could fall a little more into the 10 percentile. So that's a 9.56, and we're at 18. Okay. So this still has room on the buy hourly to fall. And as you can see here on the 8 hour, we're barely in the oversold percentile with huge potential for the downside to about 1276. The thing here is that we're flying kind of blind. You know what I mean? The daily is still suggesting downside, and it's approaching that gravitational zone. And let's see the 12. No, the buy daily. Okay, buy daily making a fresh cross below that 14-day simple. That's also very bearish. And let's see the 5-day. Okay, so the 5-day looks like, all right, so this is where it's at. The support touch from that 14-day simple would be what we're looking for here, right? But that the distance here on a 5-day RSI it's kind of far away, right? So let's just look at SI and see what it has for the downside, right? So man, it really sucks. It really sucks to look at it like this, guys, but especially because there's no oh, there it is. Man. All right. So the first area to consider is actually the 4 spot 618, 834 to this wick low here, which would be about $8.11. That's your first. That's your primary target of demand, right? So now the secondary, of course, you can guess it. It's 760. Right, so that would be your secondary area of demand. Okay, so that's not to say that it can't create another, another higher. Another macro low. Talking about all-time low, not just the 52-week. So it's just it's likely for us to face a bounce here, and then we would have to evaluate this. Okay, you guys. So I was also running a back test on this, but I'm not. I can't run it now because the thing is that this 5-day iteration won't see what happened in the 12-hour after hours until tomorrow. So this is, and also until the closure of it, which we can't tell when we're going to close because it's after hours. We can't see it. So as soon as the market opens, we'll see when the 5-day iteration will close. And if it does close tomorrow, which a lot of 5 days are closing tomorrow, this would likely be pivoted to the downside, invalidating this back test of volatility versus momentum that I was running. Okay, so yeah, you guys, that's going to do it for ticker symbol SI. Let's go ahead and now move on to the next one. We're not going to rate this one. Okay, you guys, please remember that I'm trying not to rate things that can present a danger for retail. So I'm going to put it on my notes that we're not rating this. And guys, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that just real quick. I want to finish off that ticker HPX and see what it's got for us, right? So at least just to try to see, right? Because the daily time frame volatility versus momentum, as you can see, it's clear as day right there, is still suggesting a downside, right? Despite the fact that this is slowing down, it's still suggesting that downside. So moving on to the buy daily, you can now see that we're entering critical maxed out volatility here at 100%. So anything within the 90 percentile would be considered to be critical, right? So I'm just going to make a quick little drawing here. I know it's not perfect, but it's still close enough, right? So buy daily still suggesting that downside overall, right? So with both averages still suggesting that 3-day and 5-day are just freshly turning into that downside, right? So I would practice a lot of caution here, because the thing is that when you're looking at price action do this type of move, you're not looking at what the statistics or what technicals are doing. This gives a huge disadvantage to mathematical models. In fact, it just becomes a gamble at this point, right? So I have to express an enormous amount of warning that if you are in profit with this, I would consider as not, yeah, I know, X-ray dub, as I would highly consider taking profit as not a financial advisor, as just your friend, right? So please notice right here, the 5-day RSI, 99.53%. Okay, so that's, I mean, I know that these are just estimated, right? These indicators are delayed and estimated. Okay, so we can technically overbuy forever, right? And we can also oversell forever. So it just becomes kind of a psychological thing for us to eventually want to pull back based on the level that the RSI is in, and similarly to the MACD and the ADX and whatever other indicators there could be for technicals, right? So the disadvantage here for us is the fact that we are absolutely in percentile that we've never tested before, so we actually can't see how high we can go. Not only that, is that we also can't see how high we can go based on previous price action, because this essentially was all price discovery. That's what it's, that the terminology in trading, when you make this type of upside move, it's called price discovery. Okay, so now even going into the, okay, so the buy hourly is suggesting that downside, and let's see. There's upside to be found in the 15-minute. However, it's showing to be very, very limited, and I can see why. Okay, so very limited upside on the 15-minute would likely mean a retracement from about 28.28 from $28, which we're sitting right now, right? So if we were to get a little tighter with the range, then you can use the closing of the previous candles and opening of the previous candles. So meaning, let's see, from the top side of that gap to that area right in between, you can do it, right? So this would give you a range to look out for before a continuation to the way down. And as you can see, it looks like it wants to start on the, this is very short-term time frame, so it can invalidate at any moment, right? But it looks like it wants to start creating those ladders, right, to continue on to the downside. And particularly to this price action here, I can see the potential of resisting from that top side, right? And then finding the gap top as a support there, right? We'll come back up to the closure, to the opening of this candle here, and then bounce and cover that gap, right? Or go down to the next gap right over here, because this was huge gap ups on the 15-minute as this thing was doing it. So you can see what I'm doing, right? This is literally what I can see happening. So just that ladder attack type of formation. But I'm not sure that I can actually see this surviving. In fact, if it does have another pump to the upside, then that would be an entire gamble, and it would likely top out at the same area or just under, maybe 48.89, with a range of 43.47 to 48.89, particular to this candle top here, right? So if it does do that, then I don't know that it can actually go higher, right? Particularly to the higher term time frame. Particular to the higher term time frame indicators being like just cooked, right? Everything is red hot. So yeah, be careful with this one, my dude. I would express extreme caution when dealing with volatility like this, okay, as it essentially turns into a gamble. All right, so that's essentially what I'm looking at for this. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and end the analysis here for ticker symbol HPX, right? So again, guys, we're not going to rate this one because this can pose a serious danger to retail, right? So we'll leave this one as a no rating as well. Yeah. All right, so guys, if you are new to the chat, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. everything will be good. So now, regarding a few, yeah, Mac, not a problem, man, not a problem. Very excited to share this with you. So regarding a few people, actually, I think it was Besa and Robert from Discord. They were asking me about ticker symbol GNS, and I know that this one has actually incurred some silly losses, right? We were actually looking at those at that downside before. So, and the reason why I can say that is because we were riding a channel. We were riding a channel in GNS that was this one here. Let me just hide those things and bring this up maybe on a 4 hour. I think it was, maybe. I'm not too sure. There we go. So yeah, I think it was the 4 hour. And we were noticing that we were already at test 1, 2, and 3 of the resistance. And guys, if you remember what I often talk about, the test number 3 of a bearish formation usually signal the continuation to a downside, right? And that's usually where shorts open position. So this thing started laddering all the way down, right? Shorts cover at the bottom side. Then the shorts open again at the nearest geometrical target, which of course was the 618, the 1 spot 618, right? And then they come back down, they test the bottom side of this channel, they cover, and then they open again. And then this thing just does its thing, right? So it's doing that ladder thing again. The target that we're in right now has a range. And that range is particular to a demand zone. But if we're looking at this, this price action here is very similar to CRTD actually, and it's behaving similar to it. The moment you start getting into price action here, that becomes kind of a slip and slide because you don't have too much support from prior price action, right? So in this case, if we were able to bounce anywhere, judging how this price action is looking, oh my goodness, man. For that, let me move into the 5-day. And I remember now, that's why I was looking at the 5-day. Okay, so there are a couple obvious areas to look at, right? So the first area would be between, which I think is a little less likely, 224 to about 235, right? So it's confluent to a lot of candles here, and including the low of the 5-day iteration that we're looking at right now. The secondary area that we can look at, which would be a little more probable, it would be the wick lows of these candles here, right, to potentially the body and closing of this green candle, which has to do with this candle here. So that's how I practice my discretion, right? I practice my discretion based on opening and closures, wick lows and wick highs of previous candle supports and resistances. So, and then based on that, you can actually start going down to a shorter term time frame, like maybe, even the daily can actually do it, right? So on the daily, please notice that this is that, man, we have that gap right there, right? So the gap between the closure of the lower end of this candle and this here creates that gap, which is why we have that first area. And let's take a fib. Let's take a fib from the previous day's swing high to swing low to see how we're moving geometrically speaking, right? So let's do it just like that. And so we actually just moved just below. We closed just below the two spot 618, which is a golden mean. Okay, the next thing to notice here is that the bottom side of the target that we're already suggesting in a discretionary manner has a lot to do with the 3 spot 618. In fact, the top side also has to do with the 3 spot 272 as well. Okay, so very likely, we can actually see a touch down to $2 and a space between 194 and about $2. So this area here is very particular to my eyes, right? Just to my eyes. If you're looking at a lower support, you would actually have to start looking at these candles here. In fact, the opening of this candle here, the wick low of this candle, the opening of this candle, it has a lot to do with the 4 spot 618 located at 148. So the space would be between 141 and 148. So instead of creating one single target that you're looking at as a solid number, maybe look at higher probability targets combined with previous areas of supports and resistances to create a range rather than one single line. right? So this way, you'll see the success of your price action, which is why a lot of people say that Arca Bulls called it right to the penny. Well, I actually didn't. I showed you a range, and the wick went into that range, kind of diminishing my responsibility to give you a dollar amount, right? So I'm never gonna know where. I'm just gonna tell you approximately where. So that it's just a game of probabilities, guys, with trading. Okay, so just based on price action, that's kind of what I'm looking at for this. Okay, so now if we're gonna pair it with momentum, then I would actually favor the RSI in this case. Okay, so another reason why I'm actually looking at that $2 or 194 cent zone is because, please notice actually that I'm looking at this on the daily. Please notice that we still have some downside to go here on the daily momentum stochastic oscillator, right? So we still have a little bit of downside to go here before it starts correcting to the upside, and it looks like we're getting close to that volatility critical zone in the expansion zone, right? So that's going to start creating that oval that we often talk about for a statistical move to the upside. So it is possible that we can find the floor here at about 194 to $2. More than likely the 194, right? There's no problem if it wicks down even further, right? So if it wicks down to 180, 160, 170, that's fine. It's just that's going to do that. The closure of the candle is going to approximate based upon however many people are looking at 194 or $2. So if 194 is the target and the majority of people are opening their limit order there, then yeah, the candle is going to eventually close to that average. So that's why you have such relevant targets of candles closing at very similar areas like this. This is a huge range over here. It's because people are looking at the same target. So as soon as they put their limits to buy or sell, the candle approximates that, and then it just ends up closing or touching at that average target. The mass target is what you're looking at here. More of the stuff that you would actually learn in the ARC Masters trading course, right, you guys? So daily RSI is still suggesting a downside, very much in conjunction with that, or in correlated to that stochastic momentum. Let's see the immediate short-term GNS. Okay, so immediate short-term is still suggesting a little bit of downside as the RSI, let me move it up to this area here actually, as the RSI is actually trying to find support from that 14-day simple. However, it's pressuring the 14-day simple, so likely to see more downside in the immediate short-term. Bi-hourly is starting to look a little questionable here. 14-day moving average still suggesting a downside, however. Okay, so I see what's happening. The slowing down of the bear pressure. That's not a guarantee yet, though. So let's look at the 6 hour. 6 hour is also showing the potential of slowing down, but notice just how well of a guide that 14-day simple has been working for this period here. Right, so now the 12-hour is suggesting some downside as well. We are not in the zone where we can be pulled back up. We actually have a nosedive on that 14-day simples. This is still suggesting downside in my personal opinion. Daily nosedive and in the gravitational zone, very likely getting pulled down. By daily nosedive, 3-day bearish cross and nosedive, and the 5-day giving us, yeah, this is where it's at. So what we were feeling may actually be right. Okay, so that 14-day simple moving average located right in the gravitational zone. So this could work as two areas of support for the RSI signal to reach. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so as far as a bounce for this, it's it could actually be a nice bounce if it does realize that. Remember, the daily time frame, volatility versus momentum, is already looking like it's starting to, this right here, these. So it's creating that oval, right? So this is prepping. This would be, it would be, the 5-day would be reliant on the daily time frame statistic to make actually, to the physics, right, to make that upside move. So if we do face that bounce from here, let's see if we can succeed. Yeah, if we can succeed all the way up to 332, then this would slide up. I know there's a gap right over here, so 423 would be an area of resistance. So it would slide to that 432, come back down, test a relevant area, and then continue on up, which is usually what happens when we're making macro upsides like this. So the good thing is that if it does essentially finish right at that 194 level that we're talking about, it would then have created a new higher low. Okay, so let me just get rid of this here. Yeah, it's already looking like, so this is our macro high, right? Then we have a lower high. The lower high is right down here. We created another one right over here, and then this was the complete break of market structure. Okay, so this is, yes, it's still a macro higher low, right? But it's breaking market structure in a shorter time frame, which presents a little bit of hopium. We don't want to trade hopium, of course, you guys, but we just want to see the potential bounces. So whoever's long this and still in loss, maybe consider weathering the storm just a little bit and let it find a bounce, because it's very probable, and it's coming. It looks like it could be coming in the next, I'd say 2 or 3. No, I'd say maybe week, based on the daily volatility versus momentum. We want this thing to correct just a little more, and then make that upside move. So yeah, I mean, being at critical volatility, this happened. Okay, so as you can see right over here. Okay, so yeah, that's going to do it for ticker symbol GNS, you guys. I love it. And of course, let's go ahead and not rate this one at all, and make sure to keep retail kind of away, and make sure that they're safe. So now, the very long-awaited LHDX ticker. What does it have to say for us? What is it doing, and why? All right, so okay, so yes, this was the A- rating trade that we were looking at. Of course, I got rid of all of the prior drawings, because I just need to make sure that we can look at this with a clear picture, with a clear picture. Okay, so I'm sorry, I think it was the buy day. Yes. Okay, so all right, so just to recap with everyone, so we know where we are as far as LHDX, right? So I want to express that this is a complex breakout, just like I did yesterday, right? So LHDX is looking like we're making a broadening descending wedge, right, on the bi-daily chart, which by the way is macro. So we're looking at riding this from July 2021, and it has already fulfilled 4 tests. Okay, so 1, 2. Actually, let's see. Oh no, we were looking at this on the 5-day, weren't we? I think it was the 5-day. Oh yeah, it was. Okay. So this is test number 1, 2, 3, right? So of course we have that capitulation after the 3rd, and now we have the test number 5. But if we then go into a smaller term time frame and look at this broadening descending wedge, this is also breaking out from a good number, right? So we have test number 1, 2, 3, we have 4, and now 5th breakout test. Okay, so the 5th breakout test is very much in line with the 4th test as well. It just so happens that the 4th test is usually more probable. Okay, so just like it's expected, we have touched that resistance from the broadening descending wedge here, knocking at the door, saying that we're ready to break out. Right, so this is why I'm looking at the potential upside. Another thing here is that we're probably pre-pricing in a good earnings report coming up on the 9th of March. Okay, and remember this: we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 earnings beats in a row. Okay, so it's probably people trying to actually pre-price that in. Another thing is that of course the company has till July or June 12th to meet compliance, right? So Mark Roach, thank you for sharing that, by the way. So this is I put out a video on GTII, Brendan, just recently, not GME, but it was an AMC and a GTII. So July 12th, 2023, they have till the June 12th, sorry, to meet that compliance, right? So I don't think that this company, I can't speak for them whatsoever, right? But I don't think this company's going anywhere. And in fact, I really do think that they're going to meet that compliance. And there are a few reasons to why I'm saying this, right? So let's now refer to volatility versus momentum. Okay, so let me close out the RSI and just point out really quick that we not only started a contraction phase, but we were re-entering critical volatility again. We're actually in it already with the volatility spectrum line. So now the moving average does have to meet inside here as well, but we're also getting that correctional pivot here on the momentum too, which only entails another upside run. Okay, remember that this is the 5-day. Okay, so for this to do it on the 5-day, it's incredibly bullish. Okay, but let's move down. Okay, because I'm sure the shorter term time frames got flashed to the downside because of course we already made that. Okay, so the 8-hour still has upside. Wow. Let's see, and the shorter time frames have that pullback as per expected. Okay, so let's move on. So, okay, so starting on the daily. So starting on the daily, we have a massive upside pivot and we're in critical volatility and still suggesting a push to the way up. This is still suggesting a way up. Okay, so now buy daily is just crossing. I mean, it's just entering back inside of over, from oversold. So, and in critical volatility, by the way. So now, wow, the 3-day time frame suggesting upside in critical volatility as well. We already saw the 5-day starting that correction. The weekly is actually making a very similar correction to that 5-day. And the bi-weekly is contracting now with an upside pivot. So this is why I'm saying, guys, that I know yesterday's play was just super volatile. It moved to the upside so violently and actually made those touches that we were looking for, right? So I like all that. And right now it seems as though we can accumulate yet again. So now in order for us to kind of get that bias, let's step away from volatility versus momentum and look at momentum from a different perspective. Let's look at it from the RSI and starting from the immediate short term, right? So consolidation on the 30-minute. Let's see the bi-hourly. The bi-hourly is suggesting an upside. It's very close to the gravitational zone here, but it could be limited just for a little bit. And I'm talking about in respects to the 14-day simple, right? So let's move on. 6 hour. 6 hours right now it's finding the support from the 14-day simple. We are in the gravitational zone here, but please know that as soon as this thing actually comes down, it'll find support from this gravitational zone and the 14-day simple and continue on to the upside anyway. So that's that's very good for the 6 hour. The 8 hour suggesting this is likely where we're able to see maybe the potential next loading zone. Okay, so yeah, it would be the 8 hour and the daily, the 8 hour. Okay, so confluent to the 8 hour and the daily. And then starting on the buy daily, we just have some upside. Okay, so I know that this is suggesting downside, but please remember the positioning of your signal. It's in the bullish. It's in the gravitational zone, is what I'm trying to say. So 5-day upside, weekly upside, bi-weekly upside, and consolidation on the monthly. Okay, so. Yeah, so if we're going to face another move to this, it would likely happen I don't think it would happen tomorrow. I think it's actually going to happen the following day after this loads a crazy amount of longs. And I think that is very much confluent to this target here, 43.33 being the gap top. Okay, so there are two potentials here, and I'm going to give you that right now. Okay, so 43, let's just make it 43.06, right, to the bottom side, which is going to be the newly converted resistance into support, which usually has to be tested, right, before we can continue on to the upside. So I'm going to give you that target here, and it's going to be valid until about maybe, I would say valid until about maybe Monday or Friday afternoon. Okay, so this is that loading zone that we can look at potentially. A lot of the times we just use these gaps as just a form of support before continuing on to the upside. But the fact that we have this broadening descending wedge, which by the way, I can actually just maybe consider separating into color. So let's just look at it like this, right? So a drastic color change just so you can identify this broadening descending wedge versus the larger one, right? So in this case, since we are so close to that topside target and we haven't come back to test it, That's why we have to give it some validity. Okay, it doesn't mean that it's gonna go there. It just means that it's higher probability. Another thing is that this target down here is not only the top side of this broadening descending wedge, but it's also the bottom side of the inside of the channel, of the broadening descending wedge, the larger one, right? So why is it that it would suggest for us to come back down there? Well, I've mentioned several times that when I actually just mentioned this in some of the early tickers. I think it was actually it doesn't matter. So when we regain the inside of this of a formation in general, we usually have to come back and test its support, right? So in this case, you can see we just gapped up and moved forever to the upside and never came back. So now I have to give it even more validity that it has, or credibility that it has a potential to touch down here at about 29.81. But I'm not sure that we can do that because the sentiment is so large right now. Okay, so the more than likely target is 43.06. But no for a fact that this is my bottom sides. Okay, these are my bottoms. I'm starting all the way from the bottom, because I'm gonna give you the other targets now. Okay, so we have to pay attention to the fact that we do have this this massive candle here, this daily candle closing at this level at 59.93 is very important because of the size of the candle. Okay, so a lot of people are going to be looking at this. So let's go ahead and just make a little bit of a range here. And sorry, it's going to be a box, right? So what I'm looking at here is the top side of this candle here and this closing of the candle here. So let's just draw it just like that, right? So we can see that this would be the third area of demand and the max demand. Okay, so be ready for these types of things. We have to just bring relevance to the targets that we're looking for regarding trading, right? So this is still suggesting the upside, and in fact, you aside from the fact that it moved to the upside today, you would be catching this early, opposed to other people who may actually just start getting long in here, right? So if you can actually, in my own personal strategy, I would put a very small portfolio just below 67.92. I would put a little bit of a larger portfolio at 60. And then I would put, starting to put larger portion in here. Starting right from that 43, let me just, there we go. So 43.06. That would honestly be how to play this. Okay, so then if it does want to reach down here, that means that you entered once, twice, maybe not consider entering there. You just have to see it. You have to feel it, right, when you're looking at the price action, because there's no mathematical back to this. It's just playing the psychology behind your desk to see how people can react to it, right? So in this case, you would actually try to gain that entry here. But if you see the weakness coming in, your RSI is down, your MACD is still showing bear pressure, right? The volume is increasing in the bears favor, red, right? So then you can give a higher probability to the lower side, where then you can go into a heavier entry, right? Opposed to these entries here. These entries are sometimes just in case it moves onto the upside, then you can just make a very small gain with a very small portfolio, and then you were up on the day no matter which way you look at it, right? So another way to look at it is just, if it does, look at it like me. If it doesn't reach my damn target, then I'm not going to trade it, and that's period, and I don't care. Next play, right? So know for a fact that this is not as volatile as it was yesterday, but it's still incredibly powerful because of the volatility versus momentum starting on the buy daily. So buy daily, 3-day, 5-day, and weekly and bi-weekly, those timeframes are all suggesting upside. Okay, so meaning that this short-term downside can play out pretty fast within the next day or two, and then that rocket ship can actually take off. but I would be very aggressive with the way that you enter this. Okay, I will also potentially consider entering this. So I entered it after hours. I grabbed that 11% and I left. That was it. Because it didn't meet my entry in the beginning of the day for it to make that run all the way 37% up based on our 99-cent YOLO entry, right? So screw it. I don't care. It's fine. We can always just play a next one and then just take short-term profits, guys. There's no problem. Okay, so that is what I'm looking at here. Okay, so the upside targets from loading in this area here, it's very very obvious and probable, actually more than probable, that we can touch 112. Okay, so 112 being the resistance here, we'll likely come back at 85, reload again for the stragglers, right? And this thing in that pressure, in that anticipation, then we'll succeed this to 145. Reject, test our newly converted resistance into support, then make that upside continuation. Okay, the next target would be about 192, followed by a retracement to 145, then followed by the next area of supply, which will be at 280, and then zigzag our way up. Right, so that's how this play tends to go. All right, you guys. So that is it for ticker symbol LHDX. Let's go ahead and rate the trade. I'm still bullish this asset. I'm bullish here though. Okay, I'm me personally. I may actually make a ridiculous decision and decide to actually try to enter maybe 31.94 or 32. And if it doesn't enter it, then whatever, right? So that's in my personal perspective because of the relevance between the two formations, resistance and support touches. So I'm thinking maybe a 32-cent entry for me, and then seeing where it goes from there, or even if it reaches it, right? So in that case, let's rate it. Chat, let's dive in. D- being your max loss for the day. D+ being your break even. Let's rate it between D- and A+ for the longs. What is it going to be? Statistically, it's showing a massive upside. So, and it's not done. In fact, it really isn't done. The $4 target is absolutely relevant for 430, right? And even this target is still relevant, $11. It just has to get there. A few weeks to see, right? The delisting not an issue anymore. Well, they have till June 8th to meet compliance. So I see this as a continuation play, and I think that the company is actually striving to make sure that they can continue meeting compliance so that the public can continue providing liquidity for the company to use for expansion and for more stuff, right? So JDXL giving this a B- trade. Miss L giving this a B+. Let's see. Let's get the more rating. Sebastian Lim giving this a B+ at 30. For real, man. That's what I'm thinking too. So Alex giving this a C-. Indra H giving this a C+ as well. Arca, you should know LHDX has it's a Chapter 11 bankruptcy. I know, man. And March 6th is the delisting date, right? Because of that stuff. So another bankruptcy play, and likely to happen similar to what BBBY was doing, right? Similar to that. So what we're talking about here is not investing, guys. I'm not recommending actually, I can't recommend anything at all, right? But I'm saying that I wouldn't look at this as an investment play. I would look at this as a volatility play, and that's it. Just like we did today. In and out. Get the hell out. You know what I mean? Michael Dixon, good to see you here, my dude. Giving this a B+ trade. Mark Roach saying I can't rate it. It's okay, man. It's totally okay. I know. And yesterday, because I gave it my A, you were like, damn. Well, what could it be now, right? So it played fast. It played fast, but this is not, in my personal opinion, it's not done. And Daniel Gonzalez saying, "Wish I jumped in today, guys." There's still that opportunity. We can see a potential touch. Like I said, I'm not. Remember, these three targets here, literally located between 67, 76, and 75, 35. Not good, right? I feel like that's a potential entry. The second demand zone would be at that 55.51 to 59.93. but I'm personally eyeing this, guys. Okay, the bigger probability lands right here at this target at about 43.06. Okay, so if we're looking at this at 43.06, I mean I'm playing against myself here, right? So this is very likely to touch for a bounce, right? But I'm really aggressive with these entries, guys. So I'm definitely going to favor 32 cents, and if it doesn't meet my bid, then it doesn't, and it's just going to be the next play. So, like I said, I only did an 11% gainer today based on a 77-cent entry to like 89 or something in the after hours, and it was just a quick play. 6-7 minutes in, I got myself a couple $100. It's all good. Mark Roach giving it maybe $100. Oh my, yeah, Mr. Levitz. Yes. Actually, Mark Roach, I don't know if you've noticed here, moderator Mark actually has put up so much fundamental DD on this that you guys alone, including Mark, keep me updated with the fundamental news as well. So I'm very lucky to be streaming to a group like you guys. Okay, so thank you so much. Dame Time saying, do we have an FRGT on the today by any chance? We actually don't, but I can put it on there. I'm not sure that I'll get to it, but I'll try my very best, right? So you said FRGT? All right. So what is I saw the rating, guys. I saw your ratings, and I see the sentiment still way up on LHDX. So I'm sorry. In the previous rating, of course, I gave it a very rare A-, which I really don't give, right? So but of course this has diminished since yesterday. So now upon meeting, if this does meet, I'm telling you right now, guys, that I'm gonna put this as like this. Let me go ahead and just hold on, there you go. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this and say, if this reaches my bid, my personal bid of 32 cents, and this is another rare thing I'll do, right? So I'll just show you at 32, then I can give this a B+. Okay, so but if my personal opinion here, okay, it doesn't mean that it has to be yours. It just means that I'm looking at it from my own perspective. Okay, so I'm giving this a B+ at 32 cents. So if it doesn't meet 32 cents and we're looking at an upside from these areas, then I guess so be it. But I personally have to rate these targets as a C+ or a C, right? But if it does meet this target down here for me, then that's immediately a B+, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to aggressively enter portfolio, right? I'll go in 65, 70% port and lead that upside. So I don't care if I'm just saying that I don't care if I miss it. And let's see, what's the chat saying? Powerlifter, what's up, man? Good to see you here. So stopping in to support my brother. Hope all is well with you, dude. Hope everyone had a profitable day and loaded up on Boyle for the long haul, dude. Boyle is another one, guys. What did we give that yesterday? We gave Boyle a B+ to an A-. Man, come on. So and it's a 2x lever, so it's pro shares. So definitely watch out with that one, okay? Because that can also incur a 2x loss. Right, so be very careful and make sure that your stops are tight. Okay, so that you don't want to lose more. You don't want to lose saying I have 5% loss for the day, but in fact it was 10% because you're 2x'd. Mr. J saying, "Wow, if it does, you should be embarrassed, man. Ugh, that would suck." Sebastian Lim saying Boyle looks really good. Yeah, man, still pushing that upside. So guys, I'm gonna end the analysis here for LHDX, and that's gonna be. I'm just going to put it on the notes right here because I want to make sure that everybody kind of knows my rating for. I mean, I'm surprised that the live streams are actually getting 1 to 1.4 thousand views by the following day. So it's showing that there is a lot of there is a lot of interest in the way that we're doing things in the live stream by rating them and coming back and evaluating the play, right? So that's good. No. Paralafter, I did not get a new dog. That is actually Hans, you mean? Yeah, he's still, he's my other pup. I bought him for actually my daughter, and he's about 3 years old or 4 years old now, sorry. And he's just a little lonely, right? Because Sasha baby, she actually passed away, right? So Now he just hangs out with me in the studio a lot. I put him in here sometimes so he doesn't feel so lonely. I can see separation anxiety sometimes. He barks a lot more often than he has ever before. I feel like he feels like all the pressure kind of landed on him. So I try to encourage him, and I try to bring Hans into the studio here with me, to just hang out, right? So let me make my note here for long rating, and I did say at 32 cents being a B plus trade, and I will have my order in tonight. And if it doesn't meet it, like I said, guys, then so be it. For the long-awaited, guys, here's another long-awaited ticker that everybody has been asking me for. Ticker symbol BBBY. What, guys, before we start the analysis on BBBY, what is the deal? Why? What's happening? I know that they were facing a Chapter 11 as well. I remember a lot of people talking about the whole bankruptcy play and all that good stuff. But what's the deal here? Michael Dixon saying, bring him to our zoo, 4 dogs, 4 cats, plus the fish. So he actually, at least he has Gizmo, right? So Gizmo's my cat. So at least he still kind of goes and messes with him. He tries to pounce on him, and sometimes he gets a little scratched up. So I have to make sure to kind of file Gizmo's nails all the time. Oh my goodness. So guys, please let me know what's going down with BBBY. Before I get started on this, what is the deal? Why are we talking about this? Because this was a play that was just capitulating. I want you guys to let me know so that I at least we can consider something good. Random question. Can we alternate between SPY and NASDAQ every time? Yeah, sure. I'm not opposed to that whatsoever. We'll look at the NDX. But I mean, we can look at the Qs, right? I can look at QQQ, but I would rather look at the NDX because that's kind of where it all, derives from, right? A lot of people tend to look at the TQQQ and the QQQ for the NASDAQ activity, but as you know, not a lot of people are used to seeing $11,000, $12,000 assets, right? So yeah, I think it's a great idea, Powerlifter. I'll go ahead and integrate that. So let's see, Rosy Gray Glasses saying, BBBY tends to run, so people want the 100 to 500% gainer. My goodness. So Sebastian Lim, hey Arca, you mind looking at? Yeah, it's in the schedule. It's actually after BBBY, my brother. I took it from the early ticker picks in Discord. So I'm sorry, Moderator Hound saying leveraged ETFs are for trading, not for investing. Absolutely, man. They reset every day. Not a good idea to hold through red days if it goes down. Ooh, 2x levers, man. Then comes back up to the same price. You will be lower than even. Absolutely, man. Ooh. You don't want to lose 50% to find out that gaining the 50% back is not break even. The math works against you entirely. You guys remember how I gave you that quick little lesson, right? Well, I mean, if you don't remember, I can actually just show you real quick. Let's just, I think it's important for actually retail to know this real quick, right? So let's just say that you were to gain entry at, let's just put up here, right? I know you guys remember this, the ones who already saw this, right? So let's just say you gain entry at $10, right? And then the price action moves against your favor, right? So it moves against your favor 50%, putting you at $5, right? So let's just go to the middle somewhere. Let's just say that this is $5 here, right? So coming back, so you're looking at, okay, I lost 50%. Well, that means that I have to gain the 50% back, right? So we have to gain the 50% back to get up to $10. Well, that's incredibly wrong, okay? Because gaining 50% from $5 means that it's going to land you at $7.50. Okay, so $7.50 from $5 is 50% up. So from here, you're looking at 100% to the upside for you to be at break even. Okay, so that is the power behind math, and that is why you should heavily consider not averaging down when it's not called for. Okay, so averaging down kind of works against your cost basis. I'm sorry, it kind of works against you And every time you average down, it's yet again another amount of percent that you would have to regain to get to that upside, right? Yes, it brings your cost basis down, but then it's even. So then it would be like to 750, it would be 130%, depending on what you drop into it, right? So be very careful when you deal with things as far as averaging down, right? So keep this concept in mind. You don't want to go down to $5 and then realize that 50% up is 750. In fact, not $10. That sucks. That really sucks. You don't want to incur that, and you'll see just how hard it is to get back at it. So, I'm sorry. Who else said anything about BBBY? Let's see. So Mark Roach saying BBBY new numbers from Forrester Research estimate that 72% of retail sales will be made in the physical store location in 2023. Okay. So today announced the payment of interest due February 1st, 2023. The February 1st interest is what they're calling it. Okay. On the company's 3.749% senior notes due to 2024, 4.915% senior notes due to what in 2034 and 5% senior notes. Oh my goodness, man. But so is that why people are talking about it? I mean, it's just I've gotten so many requests about this. Is it because of this daily candle? Like let's see, it reached a low of 137 and it went up to 164. Okay, so I guess I can see where the volatility run in this is, right? So Brendan, always a pleasure. Thank you so much for your donation, my friend. That really means a lot to me. But I don't know, guys. I'm not actually sure why the entire hype is aside from what we're looking at, right? So either way, it's worth it to get educated on them before trading. Definitely Hound is right for the ETFs. Okay, so let's so I mean, very important target here on the daily time frame. Notice that the SMA 10 is working as a very, very relevant resistance here. Okay, so if we can see an upside, it would likely let me see the volume on this actually. So 77 million today. 69 yesterday, 61 yesterday, 74 the day before, 50 million, 53 million. Okay. Damn. That's a lot of pressure. And why is it? I mean, it's starting to come in. Okay. So let me actually look to see if there's an uptick in volume. I'm going to bring this up into visibility to see what we have. Okay. So we're going to see if this actually can become a play. All right. So actually there is an increase in volume here, and it looks like the volume in the buy pressure is actually coming in. Okay. That's nice. So, let's refer to volatility and momentum. So BBWP would be our volatility read, and stochastic momentum would be our oscillator for momentum itself. So very interesting daily setup here as we're critically oversold and suggesting an upside now. And we're contracting. Okay, this is immediately a setup. The iteration that we faced before, though, we contracted to the downside, but notice that the momentum was on the upside. In this case, it's way down there, way down there. Let's look at a few others to see if we have some type of something. Okay, so yeah, we do. Check this out. So this was that. And we're printing critical bars here. That means that every single day that passes by, a new red bar is printed as long as we do maintain ourselves in critical volatility, which is it would be about 98% and up. So 98 to 100% is maxed out, or just floored volatility. So in this case, let me just make this check out this case right here. Okay, so let me just make a quick little line here to mark our 90%. Percent or 90 percentile, right? So within here, you can see that we reached critical volatility, and both the average and the volatility component started that contraction phase to the downside, and look at what volatility was doing. So in when things happen like this, we're starting to build momentum. Okay, so here's the important thing: the play didn't invalidate by us moving to the downside like this. It didn't invalidate. In fact, volatility it was in the process. It's still in between. It's still in between the critical areas of between 15 percentile and 90 percentile. Okay, so it didn't invalidate on that downside. In fact, it started expanding, and then it created this explosion here. Okay, so this is this is that play. That this was the only A plus trade to my knowledge when I posted on Twitter 3 months ago. So I rode this for 131% from this area here. $11.12 was my entry. So noticing volatility, that it was making that run, right? So it's doing that similar thing again. So in this case, and of course, in a little bit of a smaller scale, but still critically contracted. Okay, because the initial move was actually, let's see how big that was. I want to just know from this point to this point here, that was it was about a 25% move to the 26% move to the upside based on the initial first firing of the signal. But notice that we weren't critical, but we are critical now and suggesting that upside. Okay, so that's already curious to me. Let me see what the buy daily momentum is doing. Okay, so here's another play. Something is happening for BBBY for sure. Let's go to the 3-day. The 3-day is about to start barring red, and it's already starting the curve. Guys, something's up with this one too. Let's see the 12-hour. Okay, so the 12-hour is a different type of play, but it's approaching critical volatility and contraction. So that means that if you're looking at Bollinger Bands, they literally represent volatility. You're looking at Bollinger Bands doing this right now. Okay, hold on. I'm just gonna draw it out for you. Okay, so this is essentially what is happening with the Bollinger Bands. Okay, so the horn that you're looking at like this, right? These horns moving out, this is called expansion, right? And this is called contraction. So right now, what we're looking at here in volatility represented by BBWP on the 12-hour time frame is right about here. Okay, so we are about to start critically contracting and then potentially reach a max out volatility down in here with an upside pivot. Okay, so that's going to create now two different types of plays. We have upside via contraction and upside via expansion. So this is pretty powerful. I'm not trying to spread any type of weird stuff here, but yeah. So okay. So and it is particular to the upper time frames. So the upper time frames are gonna move. Damn, 6 hours already ready. So this is already touching critical volatility and upside being suggested. Something is up. Something is up. Okay, because no matter which time frame I look at, of course the buy hourly is gonna do this ridiculous thing, but know for a fact that when we're looking at just a little pivot like this, it's likely to correct. Why? Because we're in the bullish control zone and we're critically contracted. So yeah, there's an upside move to be seen here, but the upside move may not happen for probably another 15 minute is showing. Damn. So it actually may start happening tomorrow. In the later, maybe mid-session, maybe later part of the day. It depends, though, because a lot of people, the sentiment is real behind this, guys, okay? A lot of people are talking about BBBY, especially in my DMs, especially in the comments in Twitter. Like, there's always somebody saying, Arca, please look at BBBY. Please look at BBBY. And I'm like, what the hell's going on with that? So, like, I know not a lot of people are looking at volatility versus momentum because I know it wasn't a damn thing until I brought it up in stocks, right? So now I have a lot of people looking at this, which is one of the most important aspects to look at, right? So, Miss L, have a good night. Please be safe, be well, and we will chat soon. Man. So if this is, yeah, guys, this is looking like it's going to make an upside starting tomorrow. And if there is going to be a pullback or an entry zone, it's going to be located on the 4-hour because look at this. We have this is cool. All right. So it's giving us a chance to load. We have the 14-day simple moving average at this, at the gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile. Okay. So that means that we would find support from not only that 14-day simple, but also that gravitational zone. So that's cool. That's really good. So that means that in price action, let's see. Let me bring up some EMAs. I want to get a little more surgical and see how close we can get to the targets. Okay. All right. So yeah, very likely we can touch the range. I'll give you the range right now for resistance. Do not enter this here. Okay. Meaning that we would face resistance first, starting at 156 to the to the EMA 30, to the 30 period exponential moving average. That would be 156 to 160. Remember, look. I mean, I don't like to practice candle analysis on the 4 hour. You know, I like 8 hour minimum one day, right? So this is a huge shooting star. This is suggesting downside, right? So, yeah, it would likely face resistance right down here. And if we can actually make, let me see if we have anything below us on the 8 hour now. It's a combination play. This is really interesting. Okay. 8 hour shooting star. Damn it. Okay. There it is. But momentum is suggesting upside. Hold on. It's a little complex. And let's see. Jeez. All right. So let's continue. We'll put this together, guys. We're gonna see the benefits from this for sure. All right. So here is sort of a confirmation that we're looking at upside. Okay. So this is another validator because we have volatility versus momentum contracting here. Momentum starting to pivot towards the upside. Also, we have a huge bullish engulfing candle structure right here. So massive bullish engulfing. Also, it's a hammer candle at the bottom of a downtrend. So that's a lot of confirmation suggesting upside. Okay, so our entry could be very, very tight. Okay, so we have to play this in a very specific way though. It has to pump first, and it's not going to pump as the final pump to the upside. In fact, if we're looking at very tiny time frames, here is the downside validator. Okay, so God, this is why I'm telling you it's so complex to play this. This is a broadening ascending wedge, bearish formation on, let me see. There we go. On the 15 minute. Okay. So this has a bottom side target of about $1.36. If we can gain entry there, I'm not sure, because we're already, look at this. We're already at test number 1, 2, and 3 of the resistance. This is usually when bears try to take over. So, and I can't tell you that there's no way, bear traps don't exist in anything under an 8 hour. Okay. So in this case, we may actually see a touch of about 144 before this thing continues on to the upside. So now let's reference the 12 hour and see where 144 is located. Okay. So 144. Okay, so 144 has a lot to do with this 145 target here, with this low. Okay, so now, my goodness, guys, I know this is a huge process, but we have to do it right in order for us to not screw ourselves, right? So let's take an inverse fib from the previous 4 hour, right? And okay, there it is. Check it out. Man, oh man, 1 spot 272 at 144. So that's a very important target, super important target. What's up, Cal L? All right, so this is essentially the space that we're looking at as target number 1. Okay, now the next target, I told you that it's going to be at the genesis of the formation, 136. It's sharing confluence with the 139 of the 1 spot 618. That's the next area. Okay, you guys. So those are our loading zones. 139 to 136. Potentially found tomorrow, and early sessions found tomorrow, and then the bounce can actually happen. And this would be in reference to the daily volatility versus momentum, and also I think the 12 hour was the minimum, right? Let me see. Okay, so the 12 hour is building the contraction. All right, so but in reference to the daily, the bi-daily, the 3-day, man, and the 5-day, this is reaching, okay, so the 5-day has a resistance touch, and that resistance is probably far away. That resistance in reference to targets, we can look at it. Screw it. Let's just see. Let's speculate. In this case, we can actually take a fib from the swing high to the swing low of the current 5-day iteration, which, by the way, should be closing tomorrow. And if you notice here, it could be in the shape of a hammer. I would love to see a larger wick to the downside, right? But still, it's a hammer. And it's on a 5-day. So let's just take a look. I was looking at the closing of this candle here versus the wick low of this candle and the closing of this candle here. So this space has a lot to do with, if you look to the right of my cursor, look at where it's landing with the 4-spot 618. See that? So that's essentially what I'm looking at. Of course, psychology can invalidate that immediately, right? So, but I'm looking at this target, if we're playing by the traditional rules, maybe 2 weeks, but huge upside. And this would be, let's see, damn. That's 115% to the upside, which is very likely to happen. Look at the size of this potential candle against this one. You can see that it's possible, right? So you can, I mean, BBBY has that potential. It has that volatility. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's what I'm looking at here, and it's primed. It's primed in multiple. In one time frame. And tomorrow, in the following day, it's going to be the bi-daily, and then the following day is probably going to be the 3-day, and then it's just going to continue building like this, and it's just going to create all this FOMO, right? So we're looking at it early, and this is definitely a volatility run. I have no say or any type of interest in the fundamentals of this company, other than the fact of what you guys just talked about, right? So know that, okay, you guys. Weston, CLNV is right after FNGR, which is next. Okay, so yeah, you guys, that's what I'm looking at. So chat, let's go ahead and dive in and rate the trade. D- being your max loss, D+ being your break even. D- to A+ would be the rating. What are we going to rate BBBY? Let's see the float and the market cap, right? The market cap is 176 mil. The float is at small, 113 mil. Mark Roach giving this a B-. Philip giving this a C+. Yeah, not a problem, Weston, not a problem. And Rosie Gray Glasses, yes, we're going to look at ticker symbol FNGR soon. So Mark Roach giving this a BBB-. Nice. JDXL giving this a C. Nonetheless, these ratings are absolutely still pretty pertinent to how this is feeling, right? So Rosie Gray Glasses, BBBY is a BBB+ at 144. I agree. 144 would be and I honestly feel like it's very, very likely for that to reach it, but fast. It would reach it tomorrow. So Andrew saying buy level sell target for BBBY. Okay, so the buy level I was talking about is a few of them. Let's go back to that 15-minute ascending broadening wedge, right? Peter Stein giving this a B. Mr. Levitz giving this a B as well. So 144 is the first area, right? The next area would be 136 to 139, where the 1-spot 618 is located. And that's why we drew, let me see I think I have it right over here. So this is, 139 to 136 would be the lowest area for entry. The other entries would be located 144 and 145, very likely to reach that too. And the sell targets for a short-term play, I'm looking at the space between it would likely be between 156 to about 160. I'm not sure that I can reach that in one day, but of course, sentiment can always change that, right? So that's essentially what I'm looking at, right? So you're saying 127, Mark Roach? BBBY 150, now totally 144. 127 will be below the 1-spot 272 and marking very close. That's the all-time low. So Dame Time giving this a C+. All right. So in my personal, I need this to meet the requirements, right? The daily volatility versus momentum is already suggesting signs of life like no other, with a huge explosive move. We have the daily, we also have the daily bullish engulfing, which is already showing. I mean, in the daily time frame, it's like really where it's at. Contraction on volatility. We have the upside pivot on momentum, the bullish engulfing on the candle formation. The downs, we have the bullish engulfing also at the bottom of the trend. There's a lot of reversal talk here. You know, I'm talking about from the asset itself. It's speaking reversal. So in my personal taste, in my personal preference, I would have to give BBBY a B minus. You know, so I know there's a lot of sentiment behind this. Okay, so please, just be very careful. Okay, so Steve Domain saying, bro, starting the video late, stimulating the algorithm. Yeah, let's stimulate that algorithm so we can get, you know, we got to finesse it so that I can suggest some more people to come in. Oh, man. So long rating. Also, guys, another reason why I may sound a little tired is because my voice is tired. You know, so it just gets like this. Long rating. Okay, let's get, I always type an M there because I rarely look at my keyboard when I'm typing, right? So long rating, we said a B minus, which is awesome. Okay. Know that I'm not talking about BBBY as any type of investment play. I am literally talking about a volatility play here. Okay. Like as a day trader play, like just nothing else. We can run the swings and create our own type of squeeze. Right. So, so just know that that's kind of where we're at. Right. Mr. Levitz, TRKA, I can try. So after FNGR, we have CLNV, then we have SONN, and then I have that TRKA there, right? Because of a lot of requests. So, yeah, guys, my goodness, there go the girls again, turning on that crazy heat. Let me open up the window real quick because it's getting dangerously hot in here, and this freaking ticker just got me all hot and bothered. Not as hot and bothered as the freaking LHDX ticker, the way it did yesterday, but it has me some hot and bothered. Because B ratings are they're hard to meet, right? But the moon and the stars are shown here, and then the boy is gonna give the girl, is gonna promise everything, right, in exchange for sex. No, stay away from sex, freaking teenagers. Okay. Oh my goodness. Let's open up this window because it's hot. Oh my goodness. What's going on with Wolf, man? I know. I see you typing it in there, man. Tell me what's going on with Wolf. Is Bitcoin moving up or what? Yeah, look, guys, it's literally 35 degrees outside. Let me just hold on just a sec. Let me just open up these blinds a little more because I don't feel that air coming in as good as it should be. Sebastian, Wolf has been dead? He's been dead since that run to the downside. It's been stuck in that wedge. Please don't tell me you're stuck on that, man. I hope you took profits. But Sebastian Lim, I gotta tell you, man. I am very proud of you, my dude. Today's play for LHDX, I'm very, very, very proud of you. I'm super stoked that you actually took the profits when you should. When you said Arca with an exclamation point, I'm like, Sebastian Lim. I'm like, did you take profits? Did you sell at 140? You said, I got it. Ah, man, good job, bro. Very excited, okay? Yeah, Devin, what's up, man? We're going to definitely be looking at TRKA. Let's move on to the next ticker, you guys. And that was it for ticker symbol BBBY. I gave this thing a rating of a B minus, which is really cool. Really cool. All right. So let's see. Let me just make sure that we're not peaking over here. It looks like I'm exploding speakers or something. Yeah, Sebastian aggressive limb. Aggressive limb. Dude. Oh my God. Last night I was talking to moderator Cal L about me making some bacon wrapped hot dogs. I forgot what he said. I forget something. What did you say, bro? What did you say regarding that? I don't know. My reply was just funny as hell. I forgot what you said though. That caused me to create something. Of course, we always reference trade references or little sayings, right? So we're gonna open up ticker symbol FNGR on a new plane though. Okay, so that's gonna be it. I actually didn't make them. Man, I'm gonna do them tonight though. It's just my boy had some trouble sleeping. So what FNGR? You know, no. Actually, it's better that we do start it on a new thing. So bacon wrapped hot dogs, guys. I already have the jalapenos and everything, my bro. All right, so logarithmic chart like always, guys. And man, why? Guys, what is finger motion in the first place? Sebastian Lim, are you married to this stock, bro? You are the only one who ever tells me about this stock. Yeah, that's right. I was talking about we were so excited over the bacon wrap hot dogs that we referenced them as to being great, like the 618. Like the 618 Fibonacci ratio being the golden mean. So it's the dog spot 618. Okay, so Cal L over there he was raffle coptering. Oh my goodness. All right, so it doesn't take a scientist or a brain surgeon to know that this thing is literally going to go to hell, right? So Sebastian Lim, are you shorting this? Man, you better be telling me that you're shorting this. All right. Make some dates wrapped in bacon. Oh, we're going to make some plays wrapped in bacon this time. Now, guys, for real, yesterday, LHDX was the freaking bacon wrapped play. For sure. Guys, not everybody eats meat. All right. So we got to reference something else. We got to kill plants instead. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and start off. Ticker symbol. We're just date spot 618. By the way, I'm going to ask you, chat, how many of you actually say, how many of you have I influenced into saying the one spot or the two spot? Have any of you started saying it after I'm saying it? Oh my goodness. And it's actually not just me, and it's actually trade talk. You'll find this in trading floors. Everybody over there spotting around. Man. You're all about the herp and derp, man. Yeah, we don't. You know, those inverse herpy derps, they can seriously present some serious danger for the trade, right? So I want to make sure that we can note down here that we're starting off ticker symbol FNGR. I haven't said it out loud yet, but I plan to. Moderator Hound. That's so descriptive of you, man. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's load up our moving averages. Let's load up momentum, see what in the world it has for us, right? Devin, still trying to learn every day. Thanks, Arca, dude. My bro, no problem, man. Very happy to provide that knowledge, right? So not in FNGR, but watching for entry. Rosy gray glasses. All right, good. Indra H, what is up with you? What is up with you? Have you finished your coffee yet? So let's move. Let's load up the RSI too. Wow. Okay. So why is this capitulating like that? Oh, right. I have to make sure that I put the wrong rating for BBBY as a B minus. That's already our first B for the day. No, second B. LHDX is still a B plus. Good deal. Yeah, I'm learning every day, guys. Me too. Too much coffee already? Damn, Indra H just wired, and let's go. What are we buying? All right, so let's start off with the price action. Okay, so this, man, okay, so if I were to look at this in a macro perspective, then we could be riding an ascending channel here, and I'll show you how. Let's see. Philip, good morning to you. All right, so it could be like this, but hold on. I want to see if any of these resistances are touching. Just a sec. Let me. Oh. Damn. There it is. It is. Okay. Nice. So I was looking at these contact points. I was looking at this one here too. Huge fake out, but why? And likely to be looked at in the upper term time frame. So let's see the 3-day and see if we can catch any type of hint as to why we're just facing massive downside. Test 1, 2. This wasn't even a test 3. So because we don't have a test 3 means that now we have a potential floor. But I know this is a macro floor. 82 cents, right? So if that's the floor, then this means that this bearish formation is not going to fail. In fact, it's going to bounce from 82 cents all the way up to, you know, however forever it takes to get up to the all-time high, which is, the all-time high is $17. So this could be making a macro high. Man, it would be late this year, like maybe November, October, even December. So let's just consider the fact that we have okay, here's another reason it's capitulating. Please notice that this violent move to the upside here, it doesn't have too much to kind of latch on, right? So this is why price action continues like this, right? So as soon as we start, the next relevant area for us to kind of face as a support is literally right now. This is why we're facing it. The next area of support would be located at about 93 cents. And let me see if I dip down a little lower. Yeah, 93 to 82. 93 to 82 cents is the bottom support here. So let's do it like this. Check it out. And 93 to these resistances on these, or 92, sorry. All of these resistances from the candles, which is almost barcode. I'm going to keep it at 94 just to make sure that we can have a pretty nice pillow, right? So, and if price action is indicating this, then this can potentially be reached over the next 2 days. If we do. But we're going to validate with momentum right now. Okay. So let's take a look at momentum. I wanted to start off FNGR in just a whole new perspective so that we're aware of everything. Right. So let me load up volatility and momentum and see also. I want to see what it's doing as well. Okay. So yeah. Take a look at the 3-day is suggesting a continuation to the downside here, and we're trying to approach that critical volatility which would be at 90%, and we're sitting right now at about 83%, so very close. So this means that it can actually start preparing a pretty powerful move to the upside. Okay, and that's the 3-day. If we start going back down, if we start retracing, looking at the bi-daily and the daily, you'll start to notice that volatility is yet higher and momentum is also way lower. Okay, so we'll validate that as well. Okay, so as far as the 3-day timing is concerned, still downside and very much in the gravitational zone of the bear strength percentile. This is likely to find downside. Okay, so let's continue here. Let's continue, and now look at volatility on the bi-daily. Let's see. There it is. You see what I mean? The bi-daily is now in critical volatility. We have a lower percentage here on momentum and starting to pivot a little. Okay, so that's already indicating that we're potentially there. Let's see the daily. There you go. You see what I mean? The daily is starting to show the potentials too. So, oh man. 12-hour as well. Critical. Man, look at that. It's 8-hour as well. 6-hour. What? All right, 4-hour, bi-hourly. Damn. Okay. All right, man. Sebastian Lim bringing in the plays. Sebastian Lim. Bro, I'm gonna kick you for being married to a stock. All right, good job. So let's Good, good. So this is very similar to LHDX, except that LHDX was a little more primed because LHDX had 3-day, 5-day, and the weekly. Okay, so in this case, you're looking at hourly to the 3-day, and the 3-day is about to be ready. It's almost there. Okay, in 1 day, 15 hours, the 3-day closure will happen, and yeah, this is likely to find a bounce. Very powerful bounce. All right, so now referencing RSI. Okay, so the RSI on the bi-hourly, getting hot and bothered again, guys. My goodness. All right, downside on the 30-minute hourly, downside making a bearish cross, downside on the bi-hourly, okay. Still downside on the 6-hour, good, good. Downside on the 8-hour, just historic lows over here. Let's see how far. Yeah, I don't think we've ever reached that low. Man, come on. Can't see the information. You guys are still there, right? Everybody's still here? Like, I'm wondering why I'm not looking at the data anymore. There we go. All right, so yeah, look at this. On the daily, we are definitely at historic RSI lows. We have never been that low on the RSI. So yeah, very likely this can find a bounce soon. And there are literally 1, 2, 3 other iterations that are lower from where we are right now on the daily momentum. This one, and this one right over here. 3 other times to where we've been lower. So very, very curious there. Okay, so this is getting ready for a stupid move, and that could be in the next maybe 2 days. Okay, but the daily, it's just, oh my goodness, still suggesting a little bit more of downside. Just suggesting let's load up a little more. Right, so I'm telling you, this still has to face that downside. Loading zone for sure, I can see. I would personally favor the loading zone between the areas of about 94 cents. Here you go. This is the area. 94 to 82 cents. And in this touch, there could be a very powerful move to the upside. And it could be similar to what was happening here. Okay, so how many times has it done? It's just not enough trading history, right? So I can't actually. I love that I just go somewhere random to double click and I roll my mouse, right? And I often do that. Have you guys noticed that I bring up a menu like this all the time? It's because I click on this little tiny line, the high. How does it just land that perfectly every time? All right, so yeah, guys, this is going to make a really powerful move. And by the time it reaches that downside target, the 3-day is going to be set. Okay, so that's going to be primed for it's just going to be Pluto. Okay, so FNGR giving me all kinds of hot and bothered, and the upside targets. Guys, I can't see the upside targets because of all this sliding here. Okay, so very likely we can touch that. Okay, if we did load here, the next obvious target here would be 139 from about 92 cents. Okay, so what is that measured? So let's see. 90, let's just, we said 94, right? So 94's, come on, there we go. To that first target, that is a 50% move that we can actually face in maybe just 1 day. Meaning that we just have to face 2 more days of capitulation here. And then koplow, right? So that would be very cool. This is primed for something, guys. I love it. Okay, so now that we know what the heck is going on with finger, oh my goodness, high risk, super high risk. Okay, no, I mean, the market cap is not even existent. All right, so 67 million. All right, and a tiny float. All right, you guys. So high risk, but huge play. All right, so what are we gonna rate this? All right, so actually, hold on, don't rate it. Hold on, moderator Cal saying Arca. I'm seeing a wedge from $2 to $8. Let me see. $2, and where the hell is $8? Let's see. With the last launch being a fourth breakout, I think you need more data loaded. On what time frame are you looking at? Oh, I see. The February 8th, 2021. So let's see. Where are we? Right over here, right? So yeah, that's the wedge that I looked at on the previous tickers. What I'm this look. So I'm pretty sure I have it. Like hold on. 3-day channel breakout. Hold on just a sec. I don't think it was this one, but I'll load it anyway. I always load this one for some reason, but see, I had this, right? And this is located from January 2021. So and it would essentially be, so the reason why I don't show this often is because this one's, I'm not looking at this on a log chart. I'm looking at this on a regular chart, right? So I wanted to see if there was a potential there, which is how I was able to get an edge. Sometimes I tend to mix them. It depends. Looks like it returned to the wedge top trend line now. Yeah, that's, I'm kind of looking at it like that too in a 3-day, right? So let me do this one more time. I want to see what is this 3-day channel breakout. I think this is a very thin channel that I had. Yeah, this one here. And this was actually supposed to be on the 3-day, but I'm not sure why. Oh man, look at that. Jeez. How about following the trend right here, guys? Inverted cup and everything. Man, look at your boy Arca telling you the 3-spot 618 at 103. My goodness, I don't even remember when. Oh, so I can tell you when I told you this. Sebastian Lim, I hope, man. I hope you followed the advice right here, man. I told you, man. I told you. All right. So very interesting when things like this happen, right? So, oh, you're on log. Gotcha. So yeah, guys, if this, I mean, I don't want to look at it like this either, right? But if it did reclaim this channel, which by the way, I'm not really trusting, right? I'm not really trusting this channel. There is huge broadening descending wedge too, right? And it's failing. And it's failing from test 3. So, sorry, guys. I'm able to just see it without drawing it, right? So, I just want to make sure that I can call this correctly. No, I didn't, man. Did I really? 4 to 5 days ago. 4 to 5 days ago was like Saturday. Ah, Jesus! It was Friday and Saturday. I'm gonna kick you. Is that true? Did I even look at FNGR? I'm looking at all my list right now, man. Let me look at this. Sebastian Lim calling me out. Yeah, I looked at it on, I don't even know when that date was. And I was looking at it for someone else, not for you. So, Arca overworked and underpaid. Guys, donate $1.99. No, don't do that. That's not financial advice, and don't donate. It's okay. I'm just kidding. All right, you guys. So it's just, yeah, it's the macro perspective of the 5 days really what I'm favoring here. This is the play, guys. All right, and I still see a massive upside on this. So now, if you can forget everything I just said, and you kind of rewind 5 minutes ago. What are we going to rate the trade? Chat, go ahead and dive in. Remember, loading zone located between 82 and about 94 cents. Right here. I still remember, all right. Followed by an explosive diarrhea shot. Okay, so what are we doing here? What are we rating it? Between D minus being your max loss, right? And D plus being your break even. So what is it going to be rated? Team. D minus to A plus. Give me some ratings right now, because I got to take a sip of some sugar. Being this the Gatorade, electrolytes. Mark Rhodes giving it a B plus. Sebastian Lim with an A plus. Man, you are influencing. JDXL with a B. All right. All right, cool. Oh, man. All right, so you guys know that I'm very aggressive with my entry. So if this thing does not meet 82 cents, if this thing does not carne asada 82 cents, then I am derp spots 272. Then I am not, guys, in my personal feelings here, okay? I'm going to give this Rosy Geary Glasses. Nice, man, with a B. Cool. Oh, man. When finger moves, it's huge. It's huge hoobs. Okay, so let's see. So this is going to be a long rating at, okay? Don't get this wrong. At not 30. I'm just kidding, okay? I'm going to just give it a little leeway. I'm going to be cheap by 1 cent. I'm just kidding. So at 83 cents, this thing I can consider a B minus, okay? And it's because it's very the valuation, guys. Remember, it's just so at any moment somebody can take profits on this. So Oregon saying Alex giving it a B minus, nice. And Oregon saying that TRKA is the play. Man, has it ever been? It definitely is. And I still suggested the entry and everything. And I still get the email saying, Arca, I missed the entry. Should I enter now? And I was like, what? All right, so guys, yes, let me go ahead and now take a look at the notes over here. Make sure that we ended. Guys, this is a B minus. Do not forget. Do not forget that this is a B minus. All right, not particular to me. Okay, so I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there. Okay, so now that again, guys, that now again makes the third B in a row. Good times. Oregon saying I bought 5,000 shares at 34 cents. You're changing lives here, Oregon. You're literally gonna change your life. All right, guys, Oregon, I'm not gonna lie, man. That is incredible. That is good news. All right, CLNV. TRKA is not next, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to CLNV next, because I know I have a bunch of East Coasters right now saying, guys, what's going on with CLNV, man? And I actually got a few comments. I actually got a few comments on Twitter saying, where's Arca now that CLNV is dropping? Arca's nowhere to be found. I'm like, guys, I literally have looked at it on the live streams every day. What the heck is... I'm not going to put a play that's not doing something, right? So the last time I did this, the last time I put up a whole bunch of bearish plays, this one dude, I forgot who it was. He was like, damn, any good news today at all or what? That changed my life. Okay, so from that day, I was like, man, I gotta not be such a large bear, but I'm not gonna be a bull when there's bears, you know? I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna be real here, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna pump anything. I'm not gonna tell you that this is gonna go up because it's gonna go up. I don't care, man. The freaking chart is saying it. I wish you can see my hands. I'm like literally pointing at my screen with my fingers all wide open and spread apart from each other, all pissed. Like, the chart. Oh my goodness, man. All right, so CLNV, freaking CLNV. What is going on with this ticker and why is it capitulating? Well, it is part of the natural ebb and flow of the market cycle. Guys, let me just get rid of every single drawing and line that we so believe in. And just zoom out for a little bit, okay? So actually, you know what? I'm going to do it in a higher time frame. Let me move on to, let me see. The daily could do it. The bi-daily would be better. Okay, so yeah, let's zoom out and see what it's got. So if we're looking at this correctly, right? So let's just go ahead and take into consideration everything happening. Let's get rid of that one big ass blue line and see what it's got. Weston Harris saying, hope it moves up around the, okay. Oh, yeah, you think that, is that news enough? Is that a catalyst enough to make this thing kind of go to the upside? So first of all, I just wanted to point out just how unreliable a cup and handle is. Okay, I tell you guys all the time, man, this thing fails all the time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so yeah, let's zoom out and look at this perspective. Okay, so we can see there's a very clear line here. So let's do this. Here it is. Okay, so here's our massive just descending price action, right? So starting from this point, meaning this pump here broke market structure. We reaccumulated again, creating a new all-time low. But now in this price action, we have broken this market structure and this one too, creating now 3 higher highs. Okay, so that's already something. Okay, and don't let me even begin here because I hope this is not the case. If the bulls do not take control, and I really mean this, okay? If the bulls do not take control soon, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, then there is the potential of building a very bearish formation here, okay? So let me see what that formation is. Yep. Okay, so yeah, it's very likely this over here. Well, I mean, it still has macro perspective. So, no. Yeah, that's test 1, 2, and 3. Oh, goodness gracious. All right, so again, guys, remember, it's just a stupid formation. It just has lines and stuff. So let me get rid of this here. Test number 3 is pretty freaking bearish, okay? That's not a good thing on a right-angled broadening wedge. Okay, so the right-angled broadening wedge is kind of, in a sense, neutral. Okay, so it gives you the possibilities for both the upside and the downside. Okay, so in this case, what we're looking at here is the third test, and usually presents a very bearish outlook. First of all, we already noticed that we had the bearish engulfing here on the buy daily, and it's already succeeding that, right? So if there's going to be a bounce here, it's going to be a pretty substantial bounce. Okay, and I have to be very honest with you, okay, that I see this bounce happening between the range of here it is. Look, it's to this potential. I mean, to the opening of this candle here, this little green one, maybe 370. Yeah, like 373. I'll give you the range. Okay, hold on, because this is going to be a pretty powerful bounce. Okay, but I'm not sure that it's going to recover it. And I know that it's almost a cent away. It's like 90% a cent away. But this is a very important area of support. What this area here is, okay? So let me just highlight it again for you. 368 to 454, right? So this is an extremely powerful zone, which would likely find a huge bounce to the upside, okay? And that upside move over the span of maybe a week can recover to between 8 cents and 11 cents. Why would it do that? Well, per the playbook rules, when you test a resistance and you reclaim the formation, you have to, you don't have to, but it's common for us to come back and validate that newly converted resistance, which was a resistance. I'm sorry, which was a resistance into now. Fucking hell. I'm so sorry. We have to test a resistance as a valid form of resistance before continuing on to the way down. Oh my goodness, man. Just can't speak any English right now. Joe H, where you at, man? Let's see. I am now here. Got in an accident, vehicle totaled. Bro, what? Joe H, what? Why are you in the Arca chat right now, man? Are you okay, bro? Is everything fine? Is everyone okay? Were you alone? Jeez, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. I hope you're okay, my brother. Not cool. Wow, man. So yeah, guys. So this is it's potentially gonna face a very, very powerful bounce from that 458 to 373 cent zone, and likely to come back and validate this as a valid form of resistance before a continuation onto the way down. Okay, so if there is going to be a recovery here, guys, it's it's going to be a rare breakout if we break out to the top side of this. Okay, so I don't want to say rare. I'm just saying that when we're so close to the top side of this, it becomes a little less, remember, it's just per the playbook rules, okay? It becomes a little less likely. But that doesn't mean that sentiment can't back it, okay? Because at the end of the day, it's still a macro time frame cup, right? So if we're looking at an upside target from this, it's 27 cents, guys. So it's a massive upside. And that 27 cents is just upside of this high here, which is 23, right? So 27 cents being the resistance right up here. So it's very confluent to the cup target. I just want you guys to be very careful, okay? You messed up your Joe H. Are you talking about the R32? Is that the little one that you had? I don't remember if it was a GTI or the R32. So but let's validate. Let's validate what could be happening here. Okay, so let's just refer to the RSI and see if this thing does have that potential thing. So guys, if anybody talks to Cody Bauer in Discord, please let him know that I talked about CLNV here, because I told him I would definitely look at it. And I really sometimes really hate to say this, but I encourage to kind of hedge against your positions, right? Joe, was it your fault? Or whose fault was it? Joe H, you're so popular right now, bro. Everybody asking questions. You're like, moderator Cal put up this picture of a dude getting hounded by all these freaking bees. I'm not even going to say why. All right. So, let's continue on here. So 30-minute immediate short-term time frame. Then we'll follow up with the 4-hour. Damn, bro. Joe H, yes, my fault. Wrecked 3 cars. Well, dude, we're going to have to fucking short something so we can get you your money back. Right? I hope that you have insurance and everything. I'm sure you do. All right, so we're going to follow up with the 4-hour. We have the 8-hour. We're going to put up the 12-hour. Man, all of these are extremely bearish, guys. I'm a little afraid of what's happening here. And the 5-day is just reason enough to really suggest that 373 or validity of that target to the downside. It's terrible. Joe H, not a problem, dude. I understand, man. I had liability only in my car accident that I had right outside my house. Cool. Oh my goodness. All right, so 30-minute immediate short term is suggesting an upside, but very limited due to the bi-hourly. Or let me go to the bi-hourly actually. And very limited due to the bi-hourly, suggesting a resistance from that 14-day simple moving average. Okay, so very likely we can see a downside here after a small upside. I'll tell you what. I'll give you those. I'm not saying like I'll tell you what. I was saying I'll tell you what the prices are gonna be. I never say I'll tell you what. Okay, so I just found that to be really funny. My apologies. All right, so now 8-hour time frame is suggesting an upside as well, but please remember that I really don't like it when we have these little tiny zigzags, as they present just consolidation, and we can't really take anything too seriously from this, right? So basically I'm saying sorry. I thought you were talking to me. All right, so now let's go to the 12-hour. The 12-hour is now entering the bear strength percentile, but please remember, mind your RSI signal, because we're very close to that gravitational pull, which would essentially have us come back up. But I mean, we're suggesting a little bit of downside from that 14-day simple, which is getting influenced little by little. Okay, so this starts to become more, the downside becomes more likely, right? So now please notice that you have that bi-daily making a very bearish cross beneath that 14-day simple moving average, and suggesting a continuation to the downside, as well as the 5-day. So yeah, so guys, I'm not trying to spread any type of FUD or any type of weird like things here, okay? But I'm really looking at these two targets here, okay? So I'm looking at 454, with a chance of meatballs down here, okay? So potentially into the Yeah, potentially sub 4 and not too far down, but there. Okay, you guys. So that's what I'm looking at for CLNV. And in this area, I definitely am expecting a pretty substantial bounce, of which maybe we should consider getting the hell out. No? So because it's out of this fear being the third test, at any chance somebody can get their investment back, and then they'll take it away, and then for sure give reason for the third test of the resistance to really face that downside, right? So we're not going to rate this one, guys. So you know how it goes. All right. So let me just go ahead and leave it there. But CLNV is looking for a little more downside, and I expect a pretty powerful bounce after that. Okay. But we're going to continue validating this. We're going to see it every day as long as we can. All right. So Weston, if you're still here, please hang tight, my dude. And if you're in profits, I'm going to kick you. All right. So let's go ahead and leave this now. With no rating, right? So I'll make sure to make that note here so that we don't trap any retail, okay? All right, so yeah, guys, actually now, I'm sorry, somebody asked me a question. Diamond Music Production, what's up, man? So you're saying, hey, Arca, for options trading, if you make money on your options, whether they expire, I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. I'm just stretching like crazy because, CLNV got me a headache. All right. So, hey, Arca, for options trading, if you make money on your options, whether they expire on the day or 2 or 3 days out, okay, you make money on those contracts. Those are the money. The contracts that are expiring in 2 or 3 days. Or on the day, those are the ones that you make the most money on. So as they present the highest risk. So if you're looking at options, the highest risk means the further out of the money, the closer to the expiration, right? And the lower the implied volatility. So those are high risk, cheap, and very volatile, and absolute, like they have potential to 3x your entry from a very tiny amount for the entry, right? So it's you'll be gaining what's called extrinsic value. Okay, so the extrinsic value happens when you're trading from out of the money approaching in the money. Okay, so meaning that if you are, okay, let me see what you're saying. So okay, because I made money today on my account is showing it's showing down 50%. Okay, so that's what I was going to tell you. Extrinsic value gains as you're getting closer to at the money. But remember that as you approach at the money is as you approaching break even. Okay, so that's why when you enter the option that's way out of the money and very close to expiration, you'll see it immediately down. That's because you're not at break even. So you have to look at the break even value of the option too. So it'll tell you, in order for you to break even, you need to reach this percentage or you need to reach this dollar value. So if you fail to look at that, then that they can kind of trick people that way too. Okay, so huge manipulation in options. Okay, so it's very important for you to know the details, ins and outs before playing the options game. So you gained money and you ended down 50%. Incredible. The way they get people, that sucks, man. And I see it's happened to me too. Even if it shows in profit because you're gaining extrinsic value from a negative point. So meaning that as soon as you reach a certain amount of profit, then you'll see yourself being in the money. So it's happened to me too. For some reason, I used to do that too until I was like, man, I got to learn more about options and get the hell out of this. And you know who had a really good options course? It was actually freaking Trace Trades, man. And it's interesting because it's still on my phone saved because I have YouTube Premium. All right. So, but I noticed that he took it down and he literally had, I think it was, I think it was a 6-hour course. It was massive. So I learned a lot of my options from him because he's actually an incredible options trader. He very discretionary, right? But I have to encourage you to look at the systematic side of options because you'll notice some serious brain work going on there. Yeah, so it's just options, guys. It has the probability of giving you a lot of money, but it also gives you a higher probability of losing more, right? If you just really need to know your Greeks, know your implied volatility, know your interest, right? Know the strategies too. Okay, it's very important to do that. A lot of people just YOLO options, man. So and those are they're very dangerous. Okay, I almost rather you just play contracts and futures because that actually presents and you know when the price action goes up, meaning that if it has low implied volatility and the price action goes up, it doesn't necessarily mean that your option is going to go up. It like because it needs more volatility from the price action to influence the price action of your options. So if you're making upside move gradually and price action, you're going to stay at the same value in your option. So you need to know when volatility is coming in to play the IV pump versus a gamma to include into your delta. Fuck, that's a lot of things to say, man, but it really has to play like that. Leo, $5 donation, man. Thank you so much. So I think when he sold, the broker gave him a low sell price because of the spread on the call. Oh, you market sold. Bro, if you market sold on a low, on a slow execution broker, like for example, Webull or Robinhood, if you market sold that, they are definitely gonna take you to the lower end of the bid and ask spread. And that's one thing that that's another thing. God, man, that's another thing that you have to watch out for options too. You have to, TradeStation, man, they're also, they're even better. That's a big boy broker and they're better at what they do than Robinhood, right? So, in options, that's another thing you have to worry about. You have to make sure that when you're trading options, the bid and ask spread is small. Make sure that bid and ask spread is not wide. Okay, because that's another trick. That's another form of manipulation. Okay, so man, you're making me remember all this stuff about options. I was really, really, really diving into that, right? So I can make sure to make some money other ways, right? So, but it got to a point to where I realized I was just so like different at my skill set was favoring live shares than they were options. So I just stuck to live shares. But I did a great deal of of learning in options, right? So definitely remember when you're trading options, make sure that and it shows you the bid and ask spread before you buy it. Okay, so make sure that bid and ask is tight. Don't let it be wide because then if you're triggering market sells, they'll really favor themselves, of course. It's all trickery, man. It sucks. What was he worth before? Mark Roach saying the updated net worth of Trace Trades in 2023 is to 10 million. Damn. But what was he worth before that? Fusion 2000 saying thanks for all you do. VPLM reloading here. What's VPLM, my brother? I'm down to look at it. I am absolutely down to look at it. So TRKA is next. And yeah, I'll put it in. So guys, I have room for 2 more tickers. Let's go ahead and get TRKA and VPLM out of the way. Not a problem. But tell me, man, what's up with VPLM? Is anybody else long that? No way. Did I really? Did it make the move that I said it would? I always worry about that, by the way. Would I take an options contract on FNGR? If so, how far off? Well, my baseline out of the money. My baseline expiry is 1 month out, but I would rather prefer 2 months, and somewhere in the middle of at the money and way out of the money. So some closer closer to at the money, right? So, I mean, the further out of the money you go, the bigger the buck that you'll make, but the bigger the risk it is. Okay, so just know that. Okay, so if I were to play an options contract on FNGR, then yeah, then I would look at something maybe around 15% out of the money, and then dated 2 months out. So, and then the further out you go in the expiration date, the more expensive. Why? Because you're being given time. You're given more time for it to realize the price that you're looking for. Okay, so watch out for that. Okay, there's just, man, keep an eye on the implied volatility. Make sure you have good. I got you, man. Just make sure you have good notes. Okay, man, it's just too much to talk about in options, guys. So I can't really be as specific as I could be, right? So be careful with that. And that's why I haven't introduced the options classes yet, guys, because I haven't practiced them in a long time. In fact, I haven't even traded them in a long time. So I feel like I would be providing like really shitty information. Okay, so TRKA, man, has that one, and it actually made the upside move that we were looking for, which I'm very excited about. Did I? Oh yeah, you know what I did? I did close a few of those out. So let's load them up and see what we have. Okay. So it's gonna be 11. Yeah, got it. Okay, so let me see what TRKA did as far as. Yeah, no options on TRKA is right. So that manipulation is actually out of the way. All right, so guys, check this out. This was today's price action. These two candles are today. Okay, so what I want you to notice here is that that we actually replaced this with a bullish engulfing right over here. So now we have these two candles here. So this presented an upside of which is still happening, right? Very sketchy little candle here, okay? Because it is a hammer. We don't want to ever see hammers at the top side. Okay, but I'm very curious to see what the dailies do. Okay, that's good. That's no problem. That's good. So, man, wow. So it really for real touched the 4.618 and rejected. So let's see what could be happening for the price action now. Okay, because this is relevant to after hours. Okay, so people were still getting long, and it looks like it was up even more in the after hours. Nice. Okay, so let's reference momentum, and let's see what the 30-minute immediate short. Okay, so upside in the immediate short term. Let me see how close it is. Okay, potential loading zone on the 5-minute, which is freaking 1 a.m. or something, right? So it's a 5-minute suggesting a closure of this gap down to 44.33. So let's just make a quick little note of that, just so we know that it's there as we move along the time frames, right? So it's upside on the 15 and 30. This is well in the grips of the bullish of the bull strength percentile, right? And approaching that gravitational zone. So now let's see the buy hourly. Buy hourly finding that support from that 14-day simple, and we're in that gravitational zone. Okay, nice. It's looking very good still. Upside still on the 6-hour. A little slow, but it's still upside. I'm going to pull up. Yeah, okay. Similar situation with the 12-hour. Upside nonetheless on the daily. Upside on the bi-daily. Damn. Upside on the 5 and 3. Man, and the 5 is actually approaching that we're in the gravitational zone here. This is likely to continue to the upside, and likely to continue to the upside for a few days. Still. Oh, man. So if you got long over here at 17 cents where I told you, you're good. Guys, I actually didn't even play this one myself. I missed my entry. All good in the hood. Okay, so let's see what volatility has now, because this is still, man, it's still red hot. Hound, if I were to play options, I'd want to mirror someone else's trades, like a coach or something. Yeah, dude, it's very dangerous. Ooh, maxed out volatility on the 5-day. What is happening? Let's see what momentum has to say. Okay, so this is corrective right now. The EMA 3, which is the D percent from the stochastic momentum, is corrective. It's showing upside, and the 14-day simple very likely going to correct. So which means that we're going to start seeing more and more bars as we go down the time frames. Let's see the 3-day. Oh man, upside on the 3-day, critical. All right. Critical volatility, upside on the bi-daily. All right. Upside on the daily, critical volatility. Damn, oh damn. Upside pivot in the bull strength, in the bullish control zone, critical volatility on the 12-hour. Nice. Okay, this looks, don't be fooled by this one, because let me show you what's happening. It's starting to kink. So this may very well start to kink to the upside based on shorter term time frames. Let's just validate. Okay, so far all of these are extremely bullish. All right, upside pivot on that 6-hour, critical volatility, good. Damn, is it really everything? Upside pivot contracting from the 4-hour. Damn, good job. Yeah, and okay, now expanding from critical contraction with an upside. All right, so yeah, this is also this is also suggesting a pretty powerful move to the upside, and some of those signals are like literally refreshing here. It's just like they're like which one was it, right? So let me see. I think it was the 3-day. Okay. So the 3-day in the bullish control zone with this and all of these time frames below it, suggesting the upside, very imminent, very imminent. So now let's see, because it's beyond our targets that we already looked at. Okay, so let me just take a look at maybe even a fresh chart. Actually, I'm gonna open up a new chart just so we can see what the TRKA topside could be. So Mark Roach saying 109% shorted TRKA. Damn. And yeah, the earnings, that's still a little later though. That's May 23rd. But it's there. It's actually coming. Man, just incredible price action here. These are all like accumulation waves. So that's all just okay, yeah, the upside target, this is the one I talked about in another chart. I forgot which one it was. 58.72, very likely to be touched over maybe the span of maybe 1 to 2 days. Okay, so let's see. Let's make a box here, right? Because this is big. This is also very big. Okay, damn, good grief. All right, so let's look at historically to see just how confluent this is. Very confluent. All right, I like it. Now let's pull up a fib from the current 3-day iteration, which will close in a day and 14 hours, but it's still forever from now, of course. Actually, no, I'm sorry. I got to take it from the previous 3-day iteration here. There we go. All right, here's your 1 spot 618 located right at our resistance. Very likely, like I told you, very likely we would touch 58.60 tomorrow. 58.59, 1 spot 618. Okay, very likely. All right, so now let's see. Let me see what we're doing with moving averages. All right, conversion of the SMA 50 on the 3-day into support. Good deal. Let me look at. Oh, this is very close. Did we actually do it, or are we facing? Okay, we're resisting right now from the SMA 100. Huge shooting star as well, but the upside is imminent still. So why is that imminent? Oh, okay. We're facing rejection from the SMA 200 on the daily. Guys, this is the reason we're facing this rejection right now is because this is a very important cross. Okay, so upon crossing and validating this SMA 200 as a support, this will literally tell us that we are in that we are in a bull cycle for TRKA. That is, of course, not anything else. Please notice that the SMA 10 has now crossed the SMA 50 and crossed the SMA 100 as well, which is making me very curious over something else. Let me see. Let me block out the view from the SMA. Oh, there it is. Nice. All right. So this is another reason why it's very bullish. Oh God. Okay. So you're looking at this is called a silver cross. Okay. So this is a crossover play, and it's the moving averages. So these moving averages, I'll just pull them up right here so you can actually take your screenshots, right? So notice that this is the 20 period EMA crossing the EMA 50 period. Okay. So the 50 and the 20, right? So whenever you're getting the 20 period crossing the larger period, this is signaled as a silver cross and known to be historically bullish. I'm talking about over, is it really March 14th earnings? Let me see. Yeah. Oh, what the hell? It's reporting here later. Sorry about that. I mean, it's saying on the algorithm May 23rd. I'm wondering why. But earnings apparently is March 14th. No problem. All right. So yeah, guys, whenever historically speaking, I'm talking about traditional tools dating decades and decades old. Okay, the crossing of the silver cross, the crossing of the 20 EMA over the 50 EMA is a very powerful signal. Okay, and I can see, and also I tell you guys, I remember I mentioned this yesterday too. The crossing of the moving average when the moving averages are both pivoted towards the upside is a very important type of cross, opposed to us crossing this moving average when this is downsloped and this is upsloped. Not good. The moving average crossover should be validated when both of them are pivoted towards the upside. Okay, so in this case, you can definitely see we were upside pivot, upside cross, extremely bullish. Okay, so now if we just look back historically, go ahead and notice right over here when we made that upside run, huge cross, right? Big silver cross. Big silver cross over here when we made that upside here. Okay, so and it's been battling it. Okay, so it really has been battling this upside. So now it's making this is making a very nice cross. Of course, something can happen like this and then we'll cross over again and then continue the bearish thing, right? But this is very gradual what's happening here, and it's healthy. Okay, so this is now another validator that the upside is coming. The reason why I'm saying this is because of the SMAs. Okay, the SMAs were making this. Remember how I got here. Okay, this is why I'm saying. Remember how I approached it. Okay, I'm noticing here that we crossed the SMA over the SMA 50. We crossed that 10 over the 100, and now we're resisting at the macro bull cycle. So when I said bull cycle, I'm like, oh wait, is there a silver cross? So then I pulled up the silver cross, and of course we're crossing. Okay, so remember how I got there. Look, take that as an inspiration for yourself, right? So we're knocking at the door here. As soon as we cross over and validate this SMA 200, then we're essentially in a bull cycle for TRKA, which would essentially continue on to the upside because now we have a very powerful support, other than the fact that we're going to have supports from geometric levels and prior price action as well. As soon as we move upside of this gap, we're going to finally cover it. By the way, this gap is finally going to be filled, and I'm talking about from September 2022 all the way to today. Okay, so when we cross this alongside the SMA 200, alongside the 21 and the 20 and the 50 EMAs, alongside the freaking 1.618, all of those are going to perform a very important role in a huge inflection point, and very likely not going to cross back down from this. Of course, anything can happen, right? That can make it capitulate, but I'm telling you that the likelihood of crossing below this is not going to be great. So as long as we are below this area, the bears are still in favor. But when we do cross this, macro perspective can be expected, and very likely into the 120 zone, right up here. So we can start seeing the dollar range into this thing. So it's going to be very powerful. Okay, you guys. So let's now. Yeah, that's. I think that was it. Damn. Yeah, I think that was it. So the accumulation period. Sorry, 5 minute. Remember the 5 minute RSI suggesting that downside. That's pretty much our entry. So here, the space between the RSI signal and the 14, particular to this chart here in the 5 minute, and we noted it down to be likely at about this range, 44.33 to 46.26. Please know that there are other little candles here that we can also use, and also notice that there's another gap here. Okay, so if we can use that gap, this one here, it'll give us a higher probability. Okay, so this is the probability number 1, 46.26. Probability number 2 would be 45.28 to about 46.01 or 46 cents. I would really favor in here 45.56 to 46. All right, man, but this is very, very bullish. And remember the likelihood I told you about touching this. Let me go back to the daily. I see this target very likely. Okay, so even 51.53 too. But let's see if we were to gain entry from, where did we say 45? Let's just say 46 cents, right? 46 cents entry. Let's just say that it was there, right? So here to the 1.618, that is a 27% move to the upside. But we're likely to face a resistance there, okay? It's likely to come back to our current highs right where we are right now at 45.67 to about 47.99 or 48 cents before another push and attempt at breaking this, okay? So as soon as we break this, another support touch at 64.26, retracement to the 1.618 at 58, and then an upside continuation of 71 or 72 cents. Okay, so this is essentially what I'm looking at, guys. This is very, 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 very bullish. Okay, so longs, let's go ahead and rate the trade. What are we going to rate this for the longs, guys? My goodness. This is incredible stuff, man. I love it so much. Mark Roach, thank you for those. Thank you for those fibs. So guys, yeah, let's go ahead and give it a, remember, D- being your max loss, D+ being your break even. What are we rating it? Oh my goodness. We have man, Mark Roach with an A, Indra H with an A-, Joe H giving it a B-, considering it. Nice, dude. Devin giving it an A as well. And Indra never rated an A- before. That is very impressive. Very impressive for you to consider. Alex giving this an A. Look at our sentiment. Leo, doesn't sound right. If you sold 3 contracts at 220, that should be 660 in your account. Oh, I'm sorry, you're talking the options. Hound saying F for I'm finally going to FOMO in. Oh man, Mark Roach, my first A rating. Nice, man. Babylon Burner giving this an A+ trade as well. So of course, remember guys, it's just high risk. I mean, it's worth very little. Market cap is sitting at 26.6 mil. 35.5 on that share float, right? So it's high risk, but the play is on. We have the silver cross, we have the volatility and upside suggestion on multiple timeframes, including approaching timeframes. So yeah, I'm gonna I'm like really thinking deeply here. The fact that I just don't like that I just don't like that it's 45 cents. Okay, that's my problem. Okay, that's my only freaking problem with this. But every single planet is just right now it's a huge eclipse, right? Except for freaking Europa over there from Saturn. So It's slightly pitched to the left, creating a whole mess up on the damn formation. So the long rating here, guys, this is a very honest rating. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a buy rating, B+ to A-. Okay, my personal. So so yeah, this very likely upside. Okay, so and it's in the process of making. I don't know why. I don't know why, but it's a volatility run for sure, and there's gonna be very likely short position stopped out on the way up. Okay, it's just the longs are really taking control here, and I'm not exactly sure why. So Diamond Music Production saying the first trade bet me 80. Oh, sorry. So ADDA, are you talking about me? Oh man, I'm longing this. I'm definitely longing this. I'm for sure. I am for sure going in on this trade. Okay, not financial advice. Please remember, I cannot suggest for you to buy or sell any assets. Okay, you guys, do your own due diligence and everything will be fine. Batter M saying, hello guys, did you cover LHDX chart already? I stepped in the end, and yesterday 85 cents, seeing an upside for today. So Batter, go ahead and take a look at right here, right up here. You see this? The time? So rewind to 11:08 p.m. and you'll see me cover. I'm sorry, 9:51. Sorry, 9:51 p.m. right up here, and you'll see me cover LHDX. And yes, actually, I gave LHDX B+. So definitely, I'm seeing upside. Not tomorrow. I'm seeing upside in the following the day after that, maybe after tomorrow, maybe starting. Maybe starting Friday, we can see that upside. Okay, so Leo69 at Mark. Oh, you're talking about the Discord. Does anybody by chance have the Discord link? I can actually look to. Guys, this has been a ridiculous stream. I am very excited for tomorrow, and I'm very excited for TRKA. Let me make sure that I buy rate that, right? So, oh yeah. Steven, yeah, not a problem, man. I will definitely add that. And also, please remind me. And I'm not talking about remind me like tonight. remind me, okay? So, thank you. Moderator Cal L just put up that Discord there. Thank you so much, Cal. Really appreciate you, bro. Let's see. Yeah, ADDA saying I am excited too. And yeah, Beso Amy giving this a B+. Nice, man. Everybody's just way bullish. Guys, the play tomorrow is TRKA. Look at my huge mouse. Super excited. Left and right. All right. So I'm very excited over this ticker. I'm not going to lie, man. This is it's looking highly juicy. Super juicy. All right. So yes, guys. So I'm gonna try to update the ratings and the times and all that stuff a little later. So let me just put right now that I don't want to forget, right? So long rating, and this was a buy rating, right? So B+ / A-. Nice, very good. TRKA to 500. Oh man, that would be awesome. All right, you guys. So that was actually the last ticker for tonight, you guys. So I really appreciate everybody for stopping by. Please make sure to refer to the links in the description below where you will find the Discord. Thank you, Chart Whisperer, says Indra H. I love you, Indra. You're the best. Thank you so much. Really appreciate everybody stopping by. Baso, Amy, my moderators, Mark Roach, Hound, Cal L. Man, you guys, it couldn't be better, man. Couldn't be better. So, Steven, please, I already forgot what you asked me for. I think it was Rivian, right? So please do not forget to remind me about that ticker, okay, my dude? I just want to put it in the early ticker picks or something. RIVN, I think it was, right? But I already have it here just in case. All right, my dude. And CDIO for Dennis B, I can also put that in there as well, my dude, okay? So CDIO, hopefully we can cover it on the next ticker. Really appreciate everybody for stopping by, you guys. Please Make sure to wish Joe H a good night because this guy really needs it. Okay, I was just getting warmed up. Forgot I got in late, Joe H. Oh, man. I'm so sorry, my bro. As I have been streaming for like 3 hours. All right, so David Parr, yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll make a note of that, man. I do have to follow up with that as I see. And I think it did actually meet the bottom that we were looking at, right? Very cool stuff. I'll try to make it tomorrow, my bro. George C., have a very good night. Alex, have a good night. Love everybody for stopping by. All right, you guys have yeah, so please, guys, I wish you well. A very good night, and I will catch you all at the bell mañana. I'll add PBLA later, my dude. Thanks, Ned. Later, guys. Good night.